There we go.
Okay. Hi, everybody. And this is a special episode tonight. I have the special guest, Jay Skyrunner, with me. And we're going to be doing readings. And Jay's going to be talking about his SSP experiences and out of body experiences. Um, and then some of the things you talk about the astral with the um I forgot what you said the beings where that come and attack, when you're
Oh yeah,
sleeping and all that too. And then how we met too. You had seen an orb, and then like a week later or so you saw me on one of the, I think, Rob's show or something, and then you connected that to my energy or something. Is that, do you remember? You were taking a
yeah,
nap
yeah.
or however? Yeah. So do you wanna introduce yourself and just kinda share some information about you and everything too?
Okay, yeah, sure. Like I said, I only did two shows. I did one on Forbidden Knowledge, and I did one with Rob. So I'm going back on Rob's show Sunday, so that's pretty
Oh,
cool. So
cool.
I know
Mhm,
me and you've been meaning to do this for a while. Just I never had good
mhm.
enough equipment to do anything. So this
Yeah,
is something
good.
maybe we can do on a regular basis too. Once we get people,
Yeah,
this was spur of the moment thing tonight.
yeah.
So anyway, I'm Jay Skyrunner. I just changed my last name to Skyrunner because I'm not the ego mind identity, I mean, our given names that we're given to. So I like to go by J Skyrunner. It feels like my connection to the Galactics and the Pleiadians. Just I won't talk too much about myself, but basically I've been astral traveling, having out of bodies since I was like 10 years old. And they're pretty cool. And it went away for a while, then they come back pretty full. And in 2012, it seemed like I started channeling different entities to write down in my book ways to access our energy within our own body for what's coming now. You know what I mean? For the new energies that's coming in. So doing that, I started channeling a lot more info in the last. Seems like in the last 2 weeks, it just comes in a
Oh,
lot more. I've been having out of
mhm.
bodies every night. I'm going into the astral realm every night and getting access to information. It seems like, and yeah. So before I met you, it was like I might have said orb to you. I'm not sure how that happened now, but I remember I was going into like I'll start remote viewing when I'm laying down, and a picture of your face appeared in front of me. Then, when I finally went to sleep, it was like I shot out into another timeline. It might have been memories of my altar, but I was on like a water world, and there was a war going on with different types of ETs, and I was on a large ship, and we were getting taken over. And you had a jetpack on, and you flew in and took me off that ship and flew me up like an airplane, like a big ship you would see on Marvel or something. Then I snapped out of it. Then the next day, I go on to Rob's show, and you're on there. I'm like, oh my god, that's who was face come to me,
Person.
and that was who was in my timeline, or what I mean, it was like a dream, but it was
Yeah.
real, like a lucid dream, right?
Mhm.
So that's when I added you on Facebook, and we started talking, and we started connecting on a lot of the same things. Then I did a reading for you. Then I just seemed like our
Mhm.
energies. It made me connect to your energy more so, I think, than how my reading
Yeah.
helped you. It's so, and
Mhm.
been doing
Yeah.
a few things lately. I didn't keep track of our chats, but it's like we're because you had
Mm.
other people come on too. Remember me and you both there, and we all said the same thing, like the Jupiter Alliance on a moon of Jupiter, where there was a training station where we
Mhm.
were training, right? Like almost like we were hiding out on some kind of a base on one of the moons of Jupiter. I think you guys were talking about that, and we picked up more on it in chat one day. Maybe we can talk about that sometime.
Yeah, I was trying to remember what we were doing on the moon with the I can't recall that part. I just remember you talking about the trees in your yard having the light go out of them too. Remember? And then you
Yeah,
was
I think.
talking about seeing Marduk or something like that too. Remember? You was talking
Yeah, I
about
think.
that at first.
Yeah, I remember talking about the trees.
Mhm.
I noticed that the other night. I think a lot of us can see it, but you know how we can see auras.
Mhm.
So if you go outside and you look at the tree, and you know how you just take your vision off the person a little bit to see the aura.
Mhm.
The trees are shooting energy really high in the sky. So I think it might be Gaia sending off good energy. Could have something to do with the Schumann resonance too. But
Mm.
what I'm picking up more now is we have more incoming light coming in. In the last astral travel, this was like 2 nights ago. It was like I went outside of this construct. Like, we're here. I don't know. We say, we could be in a simulation. So what I was shown is I went outside the simulation. The simulation is an overlay, what I was shown, of base reality. It's all here at the same time, except for, think of a computer screen, like it's all pixelated. We're seeing fake backgrounds, like of the sky and stuff. Well, on base reality, it was showing two large plasma spheres. I don't know if that has anything to do with what's going on here now, but on base reality, they were pulsating and hitting the Earth with real intense energies. There was two of them there, but I don't know who they, where it come from. But that's what I'm being shown. That's hitting the Earth right now, because we have to go back to base reality. I think we've been in the simulation too long, and Earth kind of turned into a insane asylum for too long, with the dark entities running it. I don't know if any of that resonates with your thoughts or not.
Well, I remember you talking about being an aspect of the Azazel.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And was so he was coming, you was able, well, he's your aspect, or your, like, one of your aspects in the lower realm. But I remember we would go into the lower dimensions, like the darker dimensions, and help rescue people who were stuck in those realities. We Since I guess I have a dark aspect or so, I don't know. Do you remember what she looked like? I forgot.
I'm
I
trying
don't
to think.
remember.
This was
Yeah.
this was a while
I
ago,
just
but let
remember
me.
it's Azazel, though, is your aspect, and then we were going into this reality, and then it was like a holding place or something like that. And then we got out of there. We rescued whoever that was, and because we heard him calling or something. Do you remember
Yeah,
we heard the call or something like that?
yeah. I think you
Mhm.
were. I don't know if this is your aspect, but I think the name that you were connected to in that realm was Aradia or something like that.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to
I
look. I'm gonna
think
have to look
you
that up.
channeled that. Yeah, something like that. I remember you made a channeling of that with your when you were channeling Azazel. Remember,
Yeah,
just, that was a few
yeah.
months ago or however. Yeah. Yeah, so and
So
then
Azazel.
yeah.
Oh, I'll say the reason I picked up on Azazel was when I was
Mm,
having a out of body. I said I should go to the bathroom and look at
mhm,
myself in the mirror,
mhm,
because I always said that before. And I used to get snapped back into my body before I could make it there. So I went into the bathroom and I looked at myself in the mirror. But what was looking back, it looked like my face, but I had long hair and kind of sharp teeth like a vampire and big black eyes.
mhm. Yeah.
And I was just smiling at myself. It was like I was so happy to see myself in that form.
Mhm, mhm.
I don't know if it was
Yeah.
me or this entity looking at me. I'm not quite sure. So anyway, I snapped back into my body, but I was still in sleep paralysis. Then I seen that face in an image, and the voice said, "I am Azazel."
Mhm,
So that's how I had to, like,
mhm.
you got to take things as sometimes put them together. Like, that must have meant something, or else I wouldn't have got the name come in
Yeah.
after that, right?
Mhm. Yeah, do you think it's like an aspect of you? Do you think
I'm
it's
not
like that?
sure.
Mhm.
It's hard to tell. Sometimes we can have.
Maybe an
I think we're
alter.
aspects. Yeah, I think we're aspects of many too, like all
Mhm,
throughout the multiverse.
mhm.
I haven't picked up on Azazel in a while, but it's like my
Yeah,
mission has changed. It's like my
changed.
mission has changed. I'm
Mhm,
getting
mhm.
downloads every night. Like I'm on
Yeah,
the bus
the
going to
higher
work.
dimensions. Mhm,
I'll forget I'm even on the bus, and I just snap to it. I'm like, oh shit, I'm going to work, ain't I? I'm just sitting
mhm,
there like off into space, but I'm just channeling info coming in. So I started doing more videos on it now. But I used to
mhm,
keep a book with me. I got to start because I could probably write a whole book right now. We'll get into some of that tonight, I guess.
mhm, mhm.
But the
Yeah,
astral
you're
realms that you were talking about bases. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just kind of talking about how I remember you was saying how you were being attacked when you were sleeping and you get sleep paralysis, and I was helping you fight off the, I think it was like a succubus or something like that. Remember? Were
Yeah,
being
yeah,
attacked by a succubus. Mhm. Yeah.
yeah. The
And
attack, the
I was
attacks
turning
stopped
into, like, my
altogether.
warrior form or something like that, and, like, helping, like, do a protection or something for you, you know?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Sorry, I'm trying. I might be able to pick up more on that in a minute because I can't remember right now, but it
Yeah,
might come
lots
back
of
to me.
stuff, I know.
Yeah, there's just so much stuff going on right now.
Mhm,
But yeah,
mhm,
yeah, the entity attacks. A lot. I know a lot of people get them, but it's because we allow it through fear. Like they can't hurt us. Like we're powerful beings, and we're not. right now everyone's playing victim to the programs or implants and, oh, poor me, I'm getting targeted. But really, the true meaning of ascension isn't us focusing on the doom and gloom. It's to come into realizing our true power and our own divinity, right? Then nothing can really hurt us. Like, healing can be that simple once we kind of realize that we are the I am, not the self, that we have a higher spec oversoul outside of all constructs, right? In the higher mind of our higher selves. Like, our higher mind will put many higher selves out. We can break off into many parts. I think that's why a lot of people say they're star seeds, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're not really, like, we are star seeds, but kind of not. It's just star seeds is an easy way to explain it. Like, there might be Pleiadians who had a lifetime here, then went back to the Pleiades. They might say, I'm an Earth star seed. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Because we kind of been everywhere. Because for whole eternity, because time don't exist. I think a lot of our memories are coming back from a lot of stuff is us on different, in different realms, different planets, as a different species. Sometimes we have soul families that could be like even the mantids. Like, you could have a soul family of the mantids, right?
Yep.
But then you decided to come here. You decided to come here after, kind of thing. So we can have many soul families. I think, like primary and secondary soul families. And the messages I was getting today too are our pets can be our soul families. Like, we made those conscious agreement before we come here that they wanted to experience to be on that level of consciousness or sentience to come here. And sometimes our animals will teach us things that we don't know, and they kind of did their mission for us. You know what I mean? While we're here,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah.
just something I don't know. Seems pretty
That came
interesting
to you
though.
today. That came
Yeah,
today. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm just remembering that I drew some pictures for you too. Remember and when we were doing all the work and stuff together, then I was channeling a lot of your energy aspects. And
yeah,
Yazel was one of them. I was drawing him, and um I wrote a whole bunch of stuff down. I'll get that folder. If you wanna keep talking, I'll get the folder so I can
yeah,
show
sure,
that, and it'll help bring back some of the memories because 'cause it's been a while
yeah.
since we talked and stuff too,
It was.
so,
Yeah, and while I do that, I'll
you
just
know
talk about first. I'll about the entity attacks, right? That's what I was getting into it first before
Yeah, yeah.
talk about how we
Okay,
got to
Imma
realize
get
our
the
truth.
folder really fast, okay? Alright?
Yeah, yeah, you can do that, and I'll just kind of talk about this. Yeah, entity attachments. When I was starting to get my uh, OBEs, they were attacking me at first. It's like they didn't want me out there accessing this information. I was telling somebody today on here. I can't remember who I was talking to. Someone you guys all know. I'm trying to mind fire here for a second. But the entity that grabbed me when I finally got out of the body in my room, it looked like a cross between the predator and the alien in both movies, like mixed into one. So he grabbed me from behind, but then I get really mad sometimes. So I started like elbowing it on the head, like, get the fuck off me, kind of thing. Then I turned around and it tried to jump at me, and I shot like lasers out my eyes and I just blew them out through the wall. So then I headed to the kitchen. These ones could be some lower astrals. I don't know, just not like to scare people. This one wasn't like a alien form or anything. He went out in the kitchen after, and this is gonna sound funny. It looked like a stick man, and it was like trying to do these things to scare me. And I did the same thing because I think we have a lot of power on the astral as well. The main thing is what took me a long time to learn is just letting go of the fear, right? Because sometimes we go out of body, we get stuck and we can't move, or we're scared that we're dying. That's what used to happen to me. I would get frozen like this. I would just stand here and I couldn't move. Then I would get sucked into my body. So now lately, well, for the last, I don't know, 6 months, I've been getting out. A lot of times I'm in my room and it's still dense and I can physically touch things and I can't go to the wall or anything. Then other times I'll just shoot out and don't even see my room. I'll just end up outside of the construct or on different realms. Oh, Christy's back here. I'll see. She got your book there. Oh, I think someone wrote a message.
What is it? The messages?
Oh, it was Don. He said,
Oh, yeah. Hey,
has
Dawn.
he looked up the name? Oh, for the name for you? Is that what he's asking?
I don't know, probably Azazel. We know it's
Maybe
a
that, but
fallen angel.
yeah, I come up with the name Aradia for you. I never looked it up yet, so I don't know if he was talking about
Yeah,
that or not.
Azazel's the fallen angel. Is fallen angel or the mhm, yeah.
It is. I don't know. I think that's got
Azazel and Azazel.
Yeah, I think
Remember?
the Fallen Angel story's all messed up, right? I don't think they were bad.
Yeah, I know.
I think they were good because
Mhm.
even if you want to go reference the Bible, which
Yep.
uh, why would you be considered a fallen angel for teaching women how to grow herbs and make clothes? You know what I mean? It's like they
Right.
didn't want them to give us any
Which
knowledge.
is yeah. So this is what I drew for you. I don't know if that remember
Yeah.
remember seeing that?
Well, that looks like an Arcturian that I seen on one of my abductions.
Oh, okay. Kind of the long
'Cause-
hair.
Yeah, because I had a hard time trying to
Mhm.
explain that to people, but that kind of looks like the face.
I was drawn to
Okay.
Azazel symbol too, though. You know.
Yeah, they could be
See what I
connected,
did? Mhm.
right?
Mhm. Yeah. Keep going though. Whatever you were saying, I'm getting some
No,
more
you
of this
just
stuff.
you
Mhm.
show me that just brought back a memory I would have forgot to talk about. So yeah, you
Okay, good.
showing that actually helped out a lot. Oh yeah, I got the vibration going through my head and in my chest sleeping there one night. Then I heard a lot of whooshing. Then I shot out and ended up. I weren't on a ship. It was like I was on another realm. But there was a male and female Arcturian there. They explained a lot of stuff to me, and of course I get mind wiped. But the only thing I could remember, it said when we start coming into our own true power, we start running into other people that's accessing their true power, we will see their eyes glow blue.
Oh,
Like
okay. Mhm.
that way we know what they're
Yeah, I
activating, right?
remember you saying that. I remember you talking about that. And I remember
So I
you
thought
was
that was
saying you was talking about see, I think this is more the Octurian, that you was
okay, yeah,
talking about, you know?
right, yeah,
Because this is all the same time that I'm drawing this too. So I think this
right,
was the Octurian. Because then I wrote remember this too that because you did that meditation, channeling for me, and then you did a
right.
meditation thing after about putting the me in, like, a sphere with
Oh
because I
yes,
had remember I had implants in the back of my skull, and they kept on putting 'em
yeah.
back, the and you was removing them. You can remove implants, but then they just put 'em back in, so I don't know. You
Well,
wanna talk
yeah,
about that?
they what I do for removing implants, and if you want to stop them from coming back in,
Yeah.
is I teach people how to clear it every day. Right, you can build this quantum auric field around you that they can't put them in, and a lot of people forget about doing the self work. Right, like I forget all the time too, and all of a sudden that the field you made starts to break up, and they can come put it back in. But if you try to remember to do that, like within every 24 hours, you can stop them from doing it.
Oh, okay. So what was the meditation like you just put what do you do to what was that bubble like a bubble shield or light or what was that protects you?
Yeah.
You
Okay.
talked about like that, how something like this, you know?
Yeah. Okay. I'll try to explain that.
That mhm.
I get so much different. Like my whole healing modality changed because I'm getting so much info
Mhm.
every day right now. So I had to make some adjustments. I'm trying to remember what that one was. I'll just
It
let it
was
come
like
in.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. This come from the Pleiadians. They called it the Pleiadian cryogenic egg.
Mhm. Yeah.
So you want to picture sun energy coming into your tailbone and coming out through to your solar plexus. You can just take a deep breath and you exhale and you picture that light coming out and you're filling your whole body in like an egg. Then you can just do a couple of slow breathing, but each time you breathe, you're filling that egg up full of Pleiadian platinum light. You can do it a few times so you feel that it's full. Then you breathe into your solar plexus and fill your whole body up with that light as well. Then as you're doing that, you set your tension on it. You're pushing out any chips, implants, or seals that's in your body. As your body's filling up, right, you're pushing outside your body into the cryogenic egg and the palladium platinum light. I just picture it in my mind that it's going through and disintegrating it. Then it puts it outside of that cryogenic egg, outside of your quantum field, and it can't get back in. So you eliminate it that way.
Yeah.
So right now, because you filled that up with light and you up with light, that's good for 24 hours. So
Mhm.
nothing nothing can get back in. Even any of the attachments can't get in, or
Mhm.
nanoparticles, or the them poison in the sky. You're protecting yourself from that.
Yeah. So do that
It
every
works.
day,
It
huh?
works for a lot of things.
Mhm. Yeah, it's pretty good to do that every day then, huh? Since you
Yeah, it
know
only
it's
takes like it
shielded.
only takes like
Mhm.
2 minutes, but you can spend more time on it if you want, right? Because the
Mhm.
more visualization, the more stuff works. Because you're
Mhm.
like I made a video about imagination. Like I'm using my imagination that I'm taking an implant out of my neck. It come out of my
Mhm.
body, the light pushed it out, it's into the cryogenic egg, it's integrated, rest of the energy goes back out to the universe to be transformed to light or whatever. But
Yeah.
when you're using your imagination, you're doing magic spells. Because imagination means I magic nation. It just
Mhm.
they twisted it into imagination so they can tell kids, oh, that's just your imagination. That's your imaginary friend. It's not real. Then we
Mhm.
believe that growing up, right? So
Mhm.
we all have access to magic, right? Because
Yeah.
back in the days of the old, we were all magic. Most of us were magical beings. We are magical beings. Must be like a lot of people question themselves. Like even Robert, he's like, "Oh, I got no gifts. I can't do that." He can. He got it. It's just that he's got to come into realizing his own divinity, right? And
Mm.
it's almost like acknowledge it. Then he'll start getting his remembering because we picked up Robert. Both me and you both picked up the same memories of Robert in the SSP, but he
Oh,
has no
yeah. Mhm.
memories.
Yep. Mhm. You
But
brought
what I
me
think,
that first, yeah, and then I added to the whole memory of it. You opened the memory for me. Mhm.
right? When you're
Mhm.
talking about
Mhm.
relics a lot, right? Like collecting lost relics.
Mhm.
The information I'm picking up now on that is we have aspects of ourselves that stole that base reality outside this simulation, right? After the real copy, we're in a simulated copy, but on the other side, we still have parts of Tataria and Atlantis and Lemuria. So a lot of this SSP stuff with the relics, you're trying to gather ancient relics that no longer supposed to exist, and
Mm.
somehow us on the other side collecting these, putting them together helps us activate like Stargate 10, one of the Stargates that I think we have control of now, that the Dark Forces had control of.
Mhm.
Because they could only control who could come in and leave, right? That's why they brought so many Dracos in and Greys. Because remember how we were like under quarantine, like Earth's
Mhm.
quarantine, because
Yeah.
Earth got so crazy they had to make a copy and lock us all here because it just turned into a madhouse, right?
Mhm.
So I think we're working on the other side to try to bring ourselves, bring down the simulation and go back to base reality.
Do you wanna talk about being the grid worker or how seen you running through the ley line or the grid, you remember that? Um, remember I
I
got,
remember you
like, all
telling me
kinds
about
of
that.
yeah, I seen you, I think you was doing, like, the repairs to the I know Steve does too, but you were running or something like that, or I was, like, sitting in the middle, and then you were repairing the grids or so, like, something like that. I can't remember what
Yeah,
that was. Let
yeah,
me
I
go
can't
through
really
here.
pick up. No, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah,
I can't pick up on it right now. See,
yeah, lots
a
of
lot of
work
things with
we've been
me,
doing.
yeah, like a lot of things with me is I don't, I only pick up pieces and parts of any SSP stuff. I don't think my mission is to remember everything in that right now. I think I have another
Mhm.
aspect of myself that's kind of working on the higher dimensions. It's like I'm working
Yeah,
with,
yeah,
I've been
now
picking up
you
something,
changed.
Archangel
Mhm.
Michael and the
Yeah.
Arcturians.
Mhm.
It's about us, say, like, we're the ultimate skin suit technology of the multiverse. They're waiting for us to activate because we're not like
Yeah,
low level just because we're here in 3D. We're supposed to
yeah.
activate because we were made with all the different alien race DNA to make us to these super beings, right? And our 24th chromosome's Pleiadian, just that we were dumbed down for so long. Our history was erased. It's just coming into the knowing of who we really are. We, I
Mhm.
think the more we do the self work, we're going to activate ourselves in our DNA to, because we're two-strand DNA or whatever, but we're not supposed to be just 12. We become 12, 24, 48, and more is our goal, right? It's
Mhm.
like superheroes.
Do
They're
you wanna
almost like we're
talk
the Trojan.
about what we were seeing with Rob in that the memory, the SSP memory, where you
Yeah,
said I saw you had a dream of Rob. Tell explain that part, and then you told me about it, and then it opened up for me where I had the memory too, and I just went into the your dream and completed that. Like
yeah,
you said,
yeah.
that's all I can remember right now, and then I could finish the dream. Yeah.
Okay. I think sometimes I'm not in the program. I'm bilocating and viewing it
Mhm.
from outside. That's what I feel like sometimes. But this one here is like that's how I seen it. It was a quick version. It was like I was in a. I'm not gonna say underground base, but it looked like a room that would be in the pyramid or something from Indiana Jones movie.
Mm.
And Robert ran
Mhm.
in and grabbed this piece of technology, like ancient technology. Then when he like it's like the bad guys come and he ran out in the hallway and they shot him. Then he fell into your arms
Mhm.
and passed through that. And that's when I woke up from it right there. Like it wasn't that long of one, but it was a quick vision.
Yeah. And you remember hearing me call for Rob too or something?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was like you were in the other room in the hallway waiting for him to come.
Mhm. Yeah, and he came out of there and I guess he got shot or something and then he fell and then I saw that he was getting like a relic out of that room. It was like a control room or something.
Yeah.
And then
Nope,
he was
that's it.
coming
Yep.
out and then he tripped over something and there was a wire there that he tripped on and then it shot an arrow or shot something like in his side area and then he fell and but I seen it was like a hallway underground base like thing, like a in
Yeah,
I was running
that's
after saying, "Rob, Rob, no, don't." I was trying to tell him about that wire, 'cause it like, "Watch
okay.
out for the
Yeah.
wire." And he didn't hear in time. I didn't get to him in time, and then he did, and it shot him. And then we took him to the hospital, and he got that relic. He had it in his pocket or something like that, and
Mhm.
he said he hid it too when he was in the hospital bed. He said, I hid the relic, so in case I don't get out of here, I hid it so they wouldn't, so it's not on me, so.
Yeah. And I'm picking up more on that right now.
Mhm.
I think what's happening, like sometimes these programs we're in, like I said, I think we got aspects. This might not be not getting into clones or anything right now, but we have an aspect that's at I'm gonna go back to base reality. Or maybe we have clones here that's going through a portal to take us to base reality. I'm not sure. But these relics, what I'm picking up on is because here on where we are in the simulation, we still have control rooms that the dark forces own. They're just out of phase, of frequency, so we can't see them and they can access them. And a lot of these ancient technology relics is for us to open those control rooms, take access
Oh,
over.
okay. Mhm. Yeah. Well, that makes sense. And you remember when you did the reading for me, you said, that because you picked up that, the Syrian and what did you Lyrian, Syrian, Pleiadian, like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
warrior
I,
a
I can't remember.
warrior.
I just watched it again today. now I
Yeah. You said to battle the Draco reptilians in the underground, and you
right.
said
Yeah.
targeted by the SSP or however, something like that. Well, you said something about working in the underground here. It's like
Well,
sent
what I
to the underground.
what I found strange about it because when I do readings, I don't do cards or anything. I just channel
Mhm.
automatic right info.
Yeah.
And so I got to write it down even if it don't make sense to me. Like when I was
Mhm.
doing ones for James Rink, I just had to write it down, right? Then it ended up
Mhm.
this woman who wrote a book on these alien beings called the Zephyr message James at me like you picked up on the Zephyr. No one even knows about this yet. So
Mhm.
I would have said Zephyr in my mind. I would have just not written it down because it don't mean nothing, right? So I got to go with everything.
Mhm.
And I don't want to say anything that might piss people off either. But I'm like, I got to write it out, even if it makes no sense or I'm
Mhm.
wrong. I have to write it out because it might mean something to somebody. But when I was doing your reading, we only talked a few times on Facebook, so I didn't know whether or not to write this out.
Yeah.
But it said that you were saving people from festival sacrifice.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Mhm. Mhm.
So I don't know. I just still don't know what that means. It could be
Yeah.
saving from the
Mm,
because you. I don't
yeah.
listen to you talk about saving people. Like they could be having a festival. You know what I mean? While they're doing a satanic
Yeah, yeah, it
sacrifice
was
or
going
something,
on like
right?
that,
So
uh-huh. I think it's
yeah,
this aspect here, the higher aspects coming to intervene or to bring in a frequency or so, it's maybe like an observer going into
yeah,
those places and then just in the it with my frequency, higher frequency of the Lyran and Syrian, that, is breaking apart that frequency or energy or
yeah,
exposing it, you know? Mhm, I think so.
yeah. I only did a few. I only did a few readings over the last few years. I enjoy doing them, but I just don't get people wanting them. but that's all right. But Mostly right now, I'm
Yeah.
just basically doing the readings for myself right now. You know what I mean? All the info I'm gathering every night, I'm just
Well,
writing in a book.
do you want to do any reading for me right now, and then I'll do some card readings, like some pull some cards, and we can talk about that. Do you want to do anything with that, or would you rather just talk about experiences or anything?
Wait,
What do
let's
you
just
want to
talk about experiences for a little bit. We can do the
Okay.
we'll just do
Mhm.
we'll do the readings in a little bit. I see there's some more people coming on here now.
Oh, okay.
They're, they're gonna have to go back to the first and watch it because we talked about some cool stuff.
Yeah, they will.
Okay, so let's talk about what's going on the Earth right now. Like, a lot of we're talking about ascension and Earth's a prison planet. I think there's too much doom and gloom. I don't think we are technically in a prison planet, but we are at the same time. I think it's because of so many millions of years of the space wars or iron wars going on, and we were incarnated as different people. We were causing a lot of trauma in the timelines, right? In the timeline wars. And I think a lot of us come here, or we got they had to stop it, right? After Atlantis
Mm,
and Lemuria, and we're almost like quarantined Earth on here, so we have to come here to learn who we really are and come up with somehow to resolve unresolved karma from us causing
yeah.
rifts in time space.
Mm,
Like Earth is the galactic ascension machine, but I think that these beings come here that incarnated as many that took control, you know what I mean, to keep us for the loose energy and stuff, but it weren't meant to be
yeah.
that way. You know what I mean, though? Like a lot of people just got so much doom and gloom, like, oh, I want to leave this place and never come back. But once we get all of our soul codes back intact, we can choose to leave here or choose to stay here and manifest the body that we want to match the frequency to create the world of the dream time that we want to have. I
Mhm.
think that's what I think that's what's going on now. Like we were going to bring down the veil, right? So, because really we're supposed to bring heaven to earth, not this ain't supposed to be like right now we're in a hell realm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you
And it
think
is
with
awful. Like
with
my
the
life sucks right now.
what do you think with all the drones and the light beings and the orbs and all of that? What's your perspective?
I'm not sure. I've watched everyone talking about it, and they all have good valid points. I just don't know if I
Mhm.
can speculate anything on that. I didn't pick up
Mhm.
anything about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think now there's a lot of there's both. There's the drones, you see those, of course, but I think there's the orbs too. So I feel that it's kind of both,
I think the orb,
really.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Mhm.
the orbs are good, right?
Mhm.
I have a
Mhm.
feeling that could be.
Yeah, because
We don't see.
Priscilla sees them all the time,
Yeah, she
so
sends me videos
yeah,
every day of them.
she just sees them all the time. So that's from hers, they've always been here. So I think there's more, maybe like you said, ascension codes or higher dimension that's opening up.
Yeah,
That's allowing them to be seen or so. Do you think that?
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I do too.
Mhm.
I'm gonna start trying to concentrate on more of that kind of stuff now. But most I'm getting a lot of weird information. But my last out of body, this time I got out and I had these entities grab me again, and I was
Mm.
mad they wouldn't let me move any further. I don't know. Can I swear on here?
I
But
think. Yeah.
these entities were grabbing me, and I said, okay, not again, because it used to scare me
Mhm.
before. And I'm like, you guys go fuck yourselves and get off me. You can't hold
Mhm.
me back.
Mhm.
So I shot back into my body, and usually I'll go out and just walk around here, or else I'm outside the house. And this time I was in a record. You probably watched my video about that.
The
It looked like a
the
record, and each layer of the record was different realms of our 12th dimensional realm.
Okay.
And
Uh-huh.
I was going around them all until I got to the center. Then I went through the center. I shot into that realm. Like I was just viewing it, right, as going around it. But then when I got to the center, I come to, and I was looking at myself. My arms were see-through hologram.
Oh, okay.
It was like I was outside of any kind of physicality. And
Mhm.
there is where it was like I was looking into the void, and Archangel Michael was flying in. He was all done up in a suit of armor, like something you'd see on a superhero movie. But he didn't have a sword; he had a staff. That was kind of weird.
Mhm.
So he flew in. He was just telling me that what's going on is a lot of us are doing the same thing. We just don't remember. We're going out of these outside of these constructs, and we're trying to bring back this energy because it's going on too long, right? We have event markers like timeline wars and Looking Glass. They keep projecting different things on us, right?
Mhm.
But there's event markers that was made 52 million years ago that can't be stopped, right? So we get a lot of people predicting like, oh, 40 years, it's going to be this, or 20 years. That's,
Yeah. Mhm.
or else you're saying, well, all the predictions made so far already went by and nothing happened, right?
Mhm.
It's because there is no
Mhm.
really time per se, but
Mhm.
there's timeline markers of when things get to a certain point. I think we're there now, and that's why we're seeing all the craziness going on in the world right now, and I think we are getting all the good
Mhm.
energies to try to bring this down.
Mhm.
See, a lot of people are into Armageddon and say, "Oh, the world's going to end," but the world ain't
Yeah.
ending. The world's
Right.
not going to end. So we
Mhm.
got to, a lot of people are just trying to hurry up
Mhm.
and get rid of us all. You know what I mean? The way they talk about it, like, 'cause the world ain't going to end. The simulation will go down, and we'll see for what it is of
Mhm.
this reality.
Yeah.
Because we're supposed to
'Cause
come here and have an experience, but a good one.
right. Mhm. Yeah, because people, watch the news and stuff, the older the baby boomer, like because you're the same age as I am, and so it's like our parents' generation watching the news, and so they like that information, of the news and, um,
See,
um,
yeah,
my dad
we're,
does anyways, he's like a prepper and all that,
oh yeah,
Mhm, mhm,
no, I think we're more power. What I get from a lot of my channelings is that we're more powerful than the angels and archangels.
yeah,
Just right now, we're dumbed down in this avatar, right? In
mhm,
this frequency, because that's one of the reasons I was channeling like Gabriel and them. They don't come here because it's like that saying, "Humans go where angels fear to tread." You know what I mean? No one else
oh,
wants to get
yeah,
stuck here. We're
yeah,
the ones that are supposed to activate to bring it down. We're kind of like the Trojan horse, right? The more they keep us dumbed down, these beings like the Dracos, they don't realize, like, oh, that's stupid human. But no, when we activate, it's just all hell's gonna break loose for them guys. You know what I mean? Game over. We win
mhm,
because we're creator gods, right? Like if you go outside the 12 dimensional construct, what I see when I'm in some of my astral travels, uh, there is a realm where even the Bible depicted like babies with wings and the women and harps and the men with the swords. Like the
Bible?
archangels are on our side of the realm. They're not quite out
Mhm,
there, but there's millions of us out there, souls that are these angelic beings. We come here for this, right? And as creator gods, like once we get all of our soul codes back from all of our pieces and parts that's spread out through timeline wars, we can become a star, right? I'll say a star, or we can become a blank Akashic record planet, and we can invite new souls to come have an experience on our own planet that we take the consciousness over as. So that way we're creating new universes and realities as part of Source Creator.
mhm, mhm.
That's pretty cool.
Did
I don't
did you
know. I'd
see
like to
the
be a planet.
comments? Can you read the comments on here?
Oh, yeah, I can. Yeah. I got to go
If
over them.
y'all have
Okay.
any questions to ask Jay, then you can do that too, or if you have any questions for me.
Oh, can you read them or you want me to read it?
Um, yeah, you wanna read it?
Okay. Roger says, thank you very much, Christy. Your reading changed my life. Realizing that I have psychic medium abilities blew my mind, but also explains so much. It developed further sense. So you activated him. That's awesome.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Mhm,
Sometimes that's all it takes,
mhm,
right? Like a real
mhm,
psychic reading is for us to activate others. Like you're doing your
mhm,
job. Like you're doing what you're
mhm.
meant to do.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and like with the light language and stuff, the light codes, and then going over the missions and everything too, helping people to see and realize, some of the things. Maybe they didn't know the programs, and then when I pull the card, because I do it intuitively, and then it just comes out that way, and they're like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't I thought that," like, so, and then we just expand from there.
Hmm.
So it kind of helps in that way with with the memory, and then it also with the like the symbols and stuff, like the light language symbols. A
Yeah.
lot of that is just the channel like you do, like automatic writing. And so, it comes from higher self, and that message
Yeah.
is meant to be shared.
See, for me
Mhm.
doing readings, what works best for me is not face to face.
Oh,
I like
okay.
just I like
Mhm.
connecting with the person, right?
Mhm.
Then I'll get my pen and paper out, and I'll spend an hour just setting my pen and paper. Then I'll just start channeling the info. I was doing the mini readings, but I would just
Mhm.
then I'd do a video for them and go through my channel as I did on paper. I find that works very well. Sometimes it's almost easier with them not there, right? Because you're just letting it flow. But
Yeah,
now I
however
think
it works for you, you know? It works for you
I
like
find
that,
they
then
work
it
good
works
that
fine.
way because
Mhm,
sometimes I might take a break, right? So if I'm on live with somebody, I don't want to tell them to take a break. I'm like, you know what? I'm not getting anything now, so I'm going to come back tomorrow.
mhm,
So one day when I was doing James's, or there were short ones, but I
mhm.
didn't pick up anything. The next morning I get up and I just started writing stuff out like crazy.
Yeah, I
So
remember. Uh-huh.
I don't want to force
Yeah,
it, right? But I think now
right.
I might be able to start channeling some other higher selves or spirit guides to do it live because I've been doing a lot of channeling lately. I'm just haven't did any, live. So I might
Mhm.
try to do some on my own channel just at first, right? Just to see how it works out.
Yeah, if you wanna do one for me, then you can, just to use as a test, you know, and in that way too, for that way, because you feel comfortable, and if you don't wanna do the live, then we could you just do your on your own time too, because you work, so that's probably why too, you know, because it's hard to schedule the time for you to meet with the person to do the live. That's
Yeah, it's like you don't
probably
have to be
why.
with them because there's no
Mhm,
time and space, right? You're connecting to
mhm,
them through quantum energy, right? The quantum field. So you just open that up, then you can just allow the
mhm.
information come in. And usually I just don't force it. Let whoever, it could be their own higher self, right? Or it could be an aspect of themselves, or it could be
Yeah.
someone that was their
Yeah.
family on Arcturus. It's just whatever seems like wants to come in and has a
Oh,
important
yeah.
message.
I remember. You know, 'cause you did that for, um even for Priscilla, I forgot Priscilla's reading, but you did one for Priscilla
Right, yeah.
and one for
Yeah.
Steve and me and, Bianca, Sophia, and, um, and James Rink and Rob, and then
Yeah.
and then a few others too, but I didn't see the videos. I might have seen them, but I didn't they were shorter, so for your
Yeah,
own
I gotta
reading,
do one for
'cause it was
I
big.
want to do another one for all because I was picking up information the other day again on him because
Mhm.
I was picking up as a Spartan warrior, but then it goes back to him being up high in the mountains with working with Zeus. You know what I mean? Back in Greek mythology.
Wow. I bet he doesn't even know about that.
No, no, we don't. And yeah, what I want to mainly do is I want to get my healing method out because
Oh,
you
okay,
know,
talk about that. Mhm.
well, the thing is, I see a lot of people. It sucks that you got to charge money for things, right? But
I know.
I see a lot of people charging
Mhm.
courses for like etheric implant removal, entity removals, and they want like $500 to $800 for a course.
Or more.
But the way,
Mhm.
but the way way I got it put together is so simple that anyone can learn, and it works for everything, whether it's a physical
Mhm.
ailment or sickness, or it's a etheric chip or implant seal, or any attachment. It all works the same. Or if you're a target individual, how to block that, how to block frequencies, and how to work with certain parts of your body to help access our upgrades, right? And our DNA upgrades, because our bodies are perfectly designed from the blueprint from our soul, right? From the Godhead. Like we don't do the work. Like even Qigong, I do Qigong still, but I do most of my own thing now. Like I said, imagination, I magic nation, visualization and moving. We have meridians, we have energy points to our body. Like we have the mechanisms to heal anything. And we have the mechanisms to transcend this 3D avatar of the ego. Because we think we're the ego mind identity, right? Not the I am. And our
Mhm.
bodies is just limited mind body consciousness, but we're a lot more than that. So it's hard to open up those centers to bring in information from the higher dimensions in the astral realm. Like our spleen ain't just an organ, it's a gateway to the astral world. That's why a lot of people get vibration in their spleen area when they're going out of body.
Mm.
So I just want to teach people how to use their own body mechanics to access everything. Like I say, we are the ultimate blueprint design, right? Like even some of the six-dimensional beings, they're higher than us in another aspect of the dimensional wise of how they live in their construct, but they don't have
Yeah.
the same mechanisms our body has. So that's why they want to help us because they want us to hurry up and activate. The same as here, like we're on Earth, so we got to connect with Earth, and they hide it in movies like the Avatar. Like we got to work with the elements, harness the elements within us. So what I got when I was channeling in 2012, like, which I believe was Pleiadians, was they did this in Lemuria, ancient Lemuria, and they were calling it Rogul was the name I had for it. I don't want to call my healing energy Rogul because people it just sounds like a weird word. So I don't know.
Mhm.
But it's working with,
Yeah.
if we can harness the elements, it's like we are here as boots on the ground, right? In human form. While we have higher aspects of ourselves, so we want to combine the two. So we work with the earth elements. And we say, one of my exercises is we say, well, I use my hands as a visualization, bringing the energies from the multiverse down through. And I say, I accept that I am a cosmic being of the multiverse. And I bring that energy down to my solar plexus. Then I say, and I'm also grateful to be here as boots on the ground in this time as an earth dweller. So I bring the earth energies up to my feet and both be here. You can hold your hands up. When I breathe in, I'll just bend down a little bit and stand up, just help the
Mhm.
visualization. So I'm bringing the energy down, earth energy up. It's kind of like bringing heaven to earth, right? So the more we do that, the more we can bring our higher aspects of ourselves with us as here as boots on the ground, integrated into the one, right? I find that one's the most powerful one of everything that I do. And
Mhm.
that reminds me, I should make a video on this tomorrow to show people how to do it. And on my
Yeah. I think
YouTube, like,
so.
when I was talking about people charging money and stuff, there's nothing wrong with it. But I want it, my course is so simple that you can learn everything for like $30. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because I don't want people paying arm and leg out of stuff that we can already
Well, where do
access.
they find that? Like, is it on your website or
Yeah, it's on my
what?
YouTube links.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's on my
Mhm.
YouTube links and website.
Mhm.
I just know if someone wants it, I just go back into my Google Documents. I got the course there, right? So I just send it to them. They get private links to
Oh,
YouTube they
okay.
can use.
Mhm.
But but while I'm doing this, like, I'm gonna have so much free stuff on my YouTube that people can learn a lot anyway. I did a Lumerian healing part of Rogul on there the other day. I'm gonna do the one I just talked about tomorrow.
Mhm.
And I did a healing
Yeah.
session for Dawn. People can watch that and learn how to do it on other people too, right? So I'll
Oh,
have
yeah.
enough.
Mhm.
I'll have enough free stuff on my YouTube that people can probably go on there and just learn for free forever anyway. But
Oh, I didn't link
so if
your
anyone's
YouTube to here. So it's under J
yeah
Skyrunner, is that right?
yeah just
The YouTube?
yeah if they
Mhm.
just go on YouTube, they can look up J
Mhm.
Skyrunner.
Mhm.
I kind of get out of doing videos for the last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
But
alright.
I went through stages. I've been going through these stages since
Yeah.
2011. Like my channels in 2011 was all about now time. I tried to get it out there, and just people called me crazy, foolish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I just kind of got away from it. Now, since 2020, everyone's coming out with the information I was doing back then, but
Mhm. Mhm.
maybe it weren't meant for
Yeah.
them. Maybe you know what I mean? Maybe it weren't meant to be out back then.
Yeah, for the time. Mhm. I think so.
I got a
Mhm.
I got my book from 2011 here. I might do a video on my challenge that I wrote back then. My clear audience stopped. Like in 2011, 12, 13, I was really clear audience. That just kind of went away. I think it just changed now to the astral stuff. It's like I'm walking with one foot here and one foot in the astral all times now.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to learn how to, in real time, bring that information in instead of laying down in lucid dreaming or sleep paralysis. I think I can integrate it. You know what I mean? I think we all
Mhm.
can integrate it. We all can learn to do that. I think.
The higher realms into like the higher self into the body, is that what you mean? Or
Like if
aspect
I can
of
access,
yourself? Mhm.
try
Yeah.
to access both when
Mhm.
I need it instead of
Mhm.
having to like meditate. Just do it in the
Mhm.
here and now, right? Instead of having to do the
Yeah, like right
sometimes
now,
sometimes
you
I
know?
because sometimes I can't connect. I see me lay down before, and my mind just goes so bad. I just say screw it and get up.
Yeah.
Then other
Yeah.
times it hits me right in the blue, and I'm not trying to, right?
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
now, since I come back from that realm in the center of that disc, I have a energy beam. It's electricity swirling, but it swirls like electricity, but it goes down and back up. You can tell it's the shape of a humanoid figure.
Mm. Mm.
It's gone right now, but it comes every day, and sometimes it stays there for 2 or 3 hours. Right, it's always to the left of me.
Oh.
So I
Is
think
that
I don't know if
your
that's like
aspect? Like your aspect
might
of
be a
yourself
guide or
or a guide?
could
Uh-huh.
be a guide. I don't
Maybe a
know.
teacher? Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but the first time I got that was last year, and it went away for a while.
Mhm.
I was walking
I
through the
remember.
kitchen. Yeah, it
Mhm.
felt like someone stabbed me in the neck, and I went, "Oh!" And I
Uh-huh.
fell over. Then when I get up,
Mhm.
that was there, or else it pulled like an etheric dagger out of my neck. I think it was
Mhm. Mhm.
interesting stuff. That's enough
Yeah.
about me, though. Let's talk about some other things. I don't want to kill all the time talking about.
Well,
Oh, we could talk forever
mm,
because I could talk about the underground base remote viewing experiences too.
yeah, talk
Yeah,
about that.
there is
Yeah.
some evil stuff going on. You can't doubt that, right?
Mhm.
Like I'm talking about all the stuff, how we can understand, but there is
Yeah.
the evil stuff going on
Mhm.
because we are in a hell realm simulation. They had full control over it for a long time. I probably told you all about all these before anyway, but well, the one I was having as a recurring one, this started back in like 2014. I would go to the same place all the time. I'm not physically there. It's like I'm bilocating.
By
And this
locating.
being, he
Mhm.
senses that I'm there, but he can't see me to attack me. He's looking around like he senses the energy that I'm there watching.
Mhm.
It's an underground place, and this being, he's don't look like a gray alien, but he's gray skinned, pale. He's got black eyes, but his eyes are same as ours, but just they're all black.
Mhm.
And he's about I suppose 7 foot tall,
Mm.
pale skin, bald head, and it looks like he's wearing like a diaper. You know what I mean, like a cloth around him. That's all he has on.
Oh yeah.
And he has a bunch of surgical tools there for torturing people,
Mm.
scalpels, and just everything you'd think you see in a horror movie. And I'm always there, and he's like walking around, putting his tools around. He senses me there, and he's looking around like there's someone here, kind of thing, right? Then another time I made it. It's like I was there by location, but I walked out of there. His door was like what you was seeing those old movies of castles. Like it was like not like a door. You could see through it like a bar, like on a prison, I guess. So I went through that, and out in the hallway was a long hallway
Mhm.
with people trapped in little compartments of those kind of doors of women, children, and men.
Oh.
So I think maybe they were doing experiments on them. This being, I don't know
Mhm.
what he is.
Mhm.
If he's some kind of a humanoid from here, inner Earth, or an ET, I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Then another one was
Sounds like it's
I
an
went this
ET, huh? Sounds like it's a
yeah,
ET that's at a base.
and another
That
one
looks
is
like
there's
a
an
base.
army base. There's an army base underground. I don't think it's connected to this. I went here a few times. They'll take a man out with a rope around his neck. He's trying to get away, and they walk into this looks like a huge sewer tunnel,
Oh
and
yeah. Mhm.
the people are there screaming, and this creature will come out of the tunnel and eat them.
Mhm. I
And it
remember
looks
you
like
telling me about that.
what you would think a bear would look like if it was mixed in with a bear and a
Mhm.
reptilian. It's some kind of a
Mhm. Mhm.
four-legged
Yeah.
reptilian creature.
That you
It's almost
see
like
a lot though, right? You've seen
yeah,
that thing a lot. Mhm.
yeah, like they're
Mhm.
feeding it.
Mhm. Like feeding it
What's some more
the humans or something or
feeding it humans? Yeah,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
it's like the army's doing it. I don't know if
Mhm.
it's like a bad section of the army. You know what I mean? Like a break off black ops
But
program or
isn't
something.
there a train or something down there too? The train that you if you're going into this place in Astral, isn't there a train that takes you to that place and um it's like old and dingy looking down there like a sewer. Is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
right? Mhm.
yeah,
And then so the room off of the train area, then they have it's all like a wet room and they do torture on people in there, like,
mm,
these I remember being there 'cause I had a after you told me that, then I told my friend Leah about it, and she remembered being there that night before, and then you told me about seeing, like, that creature, and I told her, and she remembered it too. So that's kind
right,
of,
yeah,
synchronicity, and then, she remembers, she was laying on the one of those, like, dental chairs, and then like, a reptilian was doing whatever experiments, and then she said she saw the reptilian dragging my ankle down the hallway, I was being dragged down the hallway, and then, thrown in the chair, and I was being tortured to give information. That's what she was
right,
saying. Yeah, so
yeah.
that's what
See,
mhm,
2 years ago, I wasn't that interested in this kind of stuff aspect of SSP and stuff, and till I met people like you, and we were having the same memories. So I'm like, okay, there got
mhm,
something to it. It can't be
yep,
not real. If
mhm,
people have the same
mhm,
memories, there has to be something
yep,
to it, right? And another thing too, I'm not too studied up on a lot of things. I just go with my own what I can perceive, I guess. I don't know much about the Montauk chair,
mhm,
but I was in a Montauk chair, but it wasn't here on Earth. It was on a reptilian ship,
okay, mhm,
and they had me tied up with rope that was made out of light. You know what I mean? It was like lasers, but it was like a rope, light rope. I
Oh.
was tied to a chair, and they were trying to get information out of me, and I wouldn't give it to them.
Mhm.
But they wasn't. This is a weird one. I don't know what it is. You were there too. Uh, it was another planet or another realm or whatever. I don't know if the realms are planets. I don't know. But we were a hybrid animal human mix. We were a humanoid standing up, but you were like a fox,
Mhm.
and there was like cat. It was almost like a movie, a TV movie, right? Like we were really cool
Yeah.
looking
Uh-huh.
characters. We were really,
Yeah.
really
Mhm.
cool looking characters,
Mhm.
and we had our own little group. We were like a rebel group, but we were funny. Like we would party and joke and have fun, but we were part of a rebel group that was hiding out, and we were on a planet that was peaceful until it was a round disc ship that would come in, and everyone in the community, they all lived off the land pretty much, right? They had huts and stuff, no buildings like here. When
Mhm.
the reptilians would come in, everyone would take off and run back to their huts and just pretend that they're, being good, or if they
Mhm.
were doing something they weren't supposed to be, they'd quit doing it. But they wasn't killing anybody. They were just governing this planet
Yeah.
as their
Mhm.
ruler, as their
Mhm.
rulers. And I think we were trying to take them down, but I got captured and put into that chair. But
Oh,
what I
okay.
received, what they
Mhm.
told me, it was like I was on that planet bringing you guys intel somehow.
Oh,
But it was like
okay.
they were putting me in this chair to try to get information out of me, and I wouldn't tell them. But then I kind of snapped out of it after that. But the only reason I picked up Montauk chair because I seen people talking about it, and it brought back memories of it, saying that
Mhm.
as technology that the reptilians have on their ship is what they call the Montauk chair. You know what I mean? Then they
Mhm.
brought some to Earth. They brought
Mhm.
some here, I think.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't have any experiences here like as other people do with it.
Yeah, because I think the Dracos still do that. They're like a police force or the Nachtwaffen or something like that, where they collect their taxes, and if you don't pay, then I think they would. Do you remember what they wanted
You're right.
to
Yeah, that's
pay
what they're
for?
doing there.
Were they wanting, people for trade, or for what were they wanting, you know? Because usually they want people
Yeah, no, they weren't
for
taking
trade.
people.
Mhm,
They were just
mhm,
kind of governing it. Maybe they were
mhm,
just like control of the planet to keep them in line for some
mhm,
reason. Could be an intergalactic
mhm,
trade, get your taxes, money, because there's there,
mhm.
they have monetary
Maybe
systems
maybe
everywhere.
minerals or from the planet or something, or
Yeah, it could
something
be.
like
There's some
that,
kind of
huh?
a
Yeah.
intergalactic trade system, right?
Mhm, mhm.
Another thing I picked up today, right before we got doing this, I was outside having a smoke and a coffee with. Uh, there's two parts of a program, and I don't know nothing about one you guys know about. It's what's the breed program where you're put into the wrong family here on Earth? What's that called?
Was that the Mothers of Darkness or what?
Is it Surrogate? Is it Project Surrogate or something
Oh,
like
yeah,
that?
Project Surrogate. Mhm, mhm.
So that project was called something else a long time ago, right? It's been going
Yeah,
on for a long time.
yeah. Mhm,
Somehow these dark controllers, whatever here, took it over because they're trying to keep us in this loop that we're in. Because one time, what happened was when the higher dimensional beings, when the force reincarnation, they would trick us or force us to be born into the wrong soul family to break our soul shards into more pieces, so we lose
Oh,
more
okay.
pieces and parts of
Mhm,
ourselves.
mhm.
So
Yeah, I can see that. That
that's what I mean. Some
that's kind of
when
a
I find a lot
sad
of people
time.
that are
That's
psychic,
sad too.
you notice that a lot of psychic and healers when they come into the true power and they're doing podcasts, they talk about they were brought up bad, strict Catholic before they woke up. It's like maybe they were put into the wrong soul families, right? But they couldn't stop their higher
Mhm.
selves from integrating themselves.
Hmm.
So I think they're trying to stop a lot of us by doing that. They're like, this person has 5 incarnations of awakening and high spiritualness. This force incarnating them into this completely wrong family so we can fuck them up. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
But now the reincarnation machine is no longer here, though. We're incarnating here by will now.
Hmm.
A lot of us might have been reincarnated. I think a lot of us came here, right? I think is what they said as star seeds, but I think a lot of us just
Mhm.
decided to. Because when the reincarnation trap was still here, if we were like experiencing other lives on the Pleiades or Arcturus or anywhere, we found a way to get here without having to be forced to reincarnate. It was like the back door of the incarnation machine.
Is that like stargates or so, or what? Like how do you
Yeah,
see
it could
that?
be a Stargate. I'm not sure. Just somehow, only thing I picked up for information was just we found a back door to get here without having to go
Mhm.
through
I'm
the
gonna
soul
draw
trap.
some cards for us to look at.
Yeah, yeah, go, yeah,
Yeah,
go
keep
ahead.
talking though.
I'm just rambling anyway about
Do you know
everything.
anything about jump gates to Mars or jump gates to
Yes,
other places? Will you talk about that?
I, I I have experiences about it, but I don't know much about it. This is one I wish I would pick up more on. This happens. It's probably about 100 times I had this dream, lucid dreaming. I'm always in a hotel and I'm on an elevator, but the elevator will go. Say if it was 10 stories, the elevator starts going fast and it goes up past the 10 stories, and I start freaking out like, oh, what the
Oh
hell's
yeah.
going on here?
Mhm.
Then the elevator just starts wobbling, and it's just like there's in no gravity. Then it's just like we shoot out, then end up on another planet.
Mhm.
And I perceive a lot of this times it was Mars. And the last time it happened, like I always get scared, right? Like I can't help it.
Yeah. Mhm.
The last time it happened, there was a bunch of new people in the elevator I'd never seen before, and they were freaking out. And I was like, "Oh, calm down." I used to get scared too. It'll be over in a minute. We'll just start wobbling back and forth the elevator and shoot out. It's all fine.
and then what? And then you
Most
just got
times,
out. You get out and
most,
then
most
you're at Mars or something or what?
I do. I get
Remember?
out and yeah, and I keep. This is bad. I'm trying to stop this. I'm getting on those. I get mind wiped bad.
Mm.
Like when I'll come to, I'll have all my memories and I'll say, "Oh, I'm going to write that down," and before I go use the bathroom, I forget.
Yeah, that's
Like
common.
those
Mhm.
experiences, it's like someone's there to take those memories from me real fast. They don't
Yeah.
want me knowing it. They don't want me knowing it. I
Mhm.
can access the jump rooms and getting out, and that's what far as I can
Mhm.
remember.
Mhm.
But it
How
must
do
be
you
something
think they
to it,
wipe
though.
How do you think they wipe memories? What do you see with what they do with wiping memories?
I don't know. I don't know how to do that.
Do you think it's like through you sitting back in the chair to or they have is it through electroshock um where they would zap you or something, or is
Well,
it through your implant, you know?
I'm kind of wondering if it's because of an altar. They mind wipe the altar, and it stops the memory
Yeah.
coming back to me.
Mhm. Yeah, that's true. It's in the altar. So then they
So
would
I'm
just put you back into you here, and then the altar is just another it just moved out of the front, so then
yeah.
it's not
Then my
it's
memory,
not
yeah, my
present
memory
no more
fades away.
than yeah, just like when you're being interrogated, then they ask you questions and then you really don't know the answer because it's another
Yeah,
altar. Yeah. Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm. Mhm. So that's how they get it, like they don't know the codes or whatever hand signal or whatever it is to bring that altar forward that they're questioning. They're trying to gather information and that altar and we already switched to something else, so we
mhm,
are like, I don't know what you're talking about, and then they'll torture us to death and we still don't can't answer the question, because we don't
yeah.
know. Mhm.
No, so what I'm doing with that is I'm just taking everything with a grain of salt. Those experiences, I'm like, okay, I may be able to access all this information someday, but right now I'm just saying, okay, I know what goes on. My higher self agreed to it. You know what I mean? So I am playing that part. My alters are doing these things to help out with what's going on for us here, right? So I'm
Mhm.
not putting no negativity into the programs. I'm just trying to base
Yeah.
right now what I'm getting for the other information. I'm trying to focus on how to activate ourselves, right? Because I think we're
Yeah.
doing the work on the
Mhm.
inside for that same reason, right?
Mhm.
Because we have higher aspects of ourselves that know we're here, right? Like it's hard to explain sometimes.
The higher aspects of us that know we're here, but it's like our soul team is all behind us, so each
Yeah,
one of us
but
has a whole bunch of soul team that is watching because we've been all these aspects before. So I was seeing my higher self is just like at a table and she's kind of monitoring or observing me down here, but she has other aspects too of her in other places that she's been, but I can connect with her and then she can give me the information or however too, but then I was seeing that she looked this way and there was all the whole it was like an airport full of beings this way and both this way, like many different types of beings
Yeah.
that I've experienced, that I've worked with, that I've been, so it's like you have this whole team of people with you, and you can pull those the information if you can. Probably it's a frequency that you have to tune into to access the synchronicity with that being, because they're all appearing there, but they have a different frequency that you have to tune into,
Yeah. Yeah. It's like,
mhm
oh, your altar, one of your altars that's getting tortured is saying, I will take your abuse so you don't have to.
mhm mhm
You know what I mean?
yeah
I will suffer so you don't have to suffer.
mhm
Because if you suffer here, you're not going to fulfill your role. So
mhm
I'll suffer on this end.
oh yeah, so that's what you picked up.
Yeah.
Mhm mhm Yeah, cause I know that I've been through a whole bunch of those where I'm sitting in the chair and being tortured, and then it's just a different altar, so they never get the information, so
Yeah.
mhm,
Yeah.
mhm, mhm, yeah.
It's kind of confusing this stuff sometimes.
I don't know, I mean, it is for if they don't understand altars and stuff, so altars, how do you
Yeah, I still don't
explain
understand
how.
altars that well.
Oh, well, altars, you know how they're created though, right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. You wanna talk about that?
Which way? How created in which way?
Like the altar for the secret space program.
Okay.
Mhm.
Um, well, I don't know. Maybe I don't know about that because there's altars that we have in timelines. Then there's SSP altars of different ways of
Mhm.
doing it, right?
Mhm.
Are you talking about as clones or soul shards broken off,
Yeah. Mhm.
tortured soul shards that could take on the consciousness?
Mhm.
And they put it into a body. Is that how that
Yep.
works?
Yep.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I was just trying to pick up
Mhm.
information on it. Just I could come up
Mhm.
with. Okay. Yeah. That's very interesting.
Mhm.
I like listening to people like you and all the other SSP guys talk because I'm like, wow, that's pretty interesting stuff.
Mhm.
Because I know I pick up on all this stuff. I'm just not uh well versed in the SSP stuff. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah,
I
so
thought I pick up a lot.
how it
I
is
pick up a lot of
created is during childhood, when
right.
the person is like around even younger than 5, and then they are traumatized,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
it's a sexual trauma, and then their mind splits, and then through the mind split, then those altars um are programmed. The altars created, and then they're programmed to be an assassin or a sex slave or whatever, wherever they're needed, Mhm.
Oh,
And so then
I
they can also erase that whole program. So if they program the person to go and assassinate someone, and then they come back, and then they'll just mind wipe you, so you don't have that memory, so you
right.
can't give that information out. Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
I heard that sometimes when they're doing that like torture through sexual torture, it's causing a reverse kundalini that causes something. Reverse
I didn't never
kundalini
know that.
causing their mind to like break off in different compartments.
Mhm.
Like if we do the normal kundalini, it's good, but whatever they do, it causes a reverse kundalini.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
I'm gonna have to look into that because I don't.
Mhm. Mhm.
Sometimes if I get some information, then I look into it and see if there's anything about it, right, that I can learn more about.
Mhm. I haven't ever heard of
Right.
reverse kundalini. But I mean that is the same thing as where they that's what they're doing. They're pushing, they're pushing it. I guess well, that there's like the Egyptian Book of the Dead.
Yeah.
That book talks about well, Max Spear said that book talks about how to do that, how to create to traumatize and then create altars, I believe. That's what
Okay.
he was
Yeah.
saying. Something
Yeah.
like that. Mhm. how to do
Yeah,
the
I watched some of Max Spear's videos a long time ago, right before he died. It was strange because I was just learning about SSP, and I got on Max Spear's YouTube back then, only for
Mhm,
about 4 months. Then he died,
mhm,
right? Then I was like, okay, something's going on here. They killed him.
mhm, mhm,
'Cause he had
mhm,
some information, mind blowing, right, about stuff like
mhm,
over in the, with the Queen and all that. That's why I got into it, right? He was talking about the royals and being there in the castles and
mhm,
programs ahead. Then
mhm.
now you can't. It sucks because you can't find any of his old information anymore, so it's hard to go back and look at it, right?
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
they deleted all the YouTube stuff.
Oh, okay. No, the like, um, and he's been in a lot of people's memories though, so I think that he's still working with a lot of the people,
Oh
that are
yeah,
in the
yeah.
programs and stuff, probably as a maybe an angel aspect or something, you
Well, at the
know?
same time too, when we go outside of the space reality and we go to our soul exits the body, we're more real there than we are here.
Mhm. Mhm.
We're in a we're in a 3D
Mhm.
dream world, right?
Yeah.
So when we
Mhm.
exit, our soul is actually more real, more physical, and everything's more physical on the other side than what we are here.
Mhm.
We think we're more physical because everything's solid, right? But we
Mhm.
only can perceive so much of the incoming light. But when we go to our soul aspect of ourselves, we get to see everything, right? So it is more real. That's why a lot of people
Yeah.
have near death experience. When a lot of people have NDEs, they don't want to come back because this was just a dream to them. Like, fuck, I'm not going back there. That place is hard.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
They almost forget
Yeah.
about their families and everything because they come back in the knowing of who they are. Because we did this so many times. You think of an infinite, like we're infinite beings. How many lives did we have here and in different star systems and different universes? Be
That's
forever,
so
right?
mhm.
We've been
Mhm.
doing this forever.
Mhm.
So our life here
Mhm.
is really just that. You know what I mean? The grand
Mhm.
scheme of things.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll show you some of the cards I drew for us so you could kind of see
Yes, for
maybe
sure.
maybe you could understand some of the light language. It might be this way too, I think.
Okay, that's neat.
See monarch.
Yeah.
Monarch. Do you know what monarch is? The monarch programming?
No, I don't think I know a lot about that. That
It's
looks
a
like writing I've seen before.
yeah. That looks like a being that is in on a galactic ship, you know,
Yeah.
that maybe Octurian, a gray Octurian or
Well,
something, or a higher dimensional gray. See the
what
codes
you're
is like
drawing there, to me, what I'm picking up is these are these beings. In the symbols you got beside them are highly advanced quantum computer symbols that they use on their ships,
oh, okay. That's cool.
and they got certain codes that they can put in there to talk to us
Mhm.
because if they can't physically come here in full form like me and you are, like their computer is like highly advanced because we're in a simulation, right? They tap into our simulation, they can put these codes in, and each person, I think they got codes for each people or family or whatever. And when they put these codes in, they can transfer their consciousness into the computer just to manifest a light body to walk around here because we're in it's like a computer virus, you know what I mean? They affect someone's computer, they
Mhm.
affect the simulation so they can put their consciousness into a light body here
Mhm.
to check things out, walk around, spy on things, talk to us, be our guide.
Mhm.
That way they can't get captured in this construct, right? Because they're
Oh,
not
that's
physically
cool. Yeah.
really here.
What about in Antarctica? Do you remember being in Antarctica?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
These memories just come back in the last couple of days.
Mhm.
Uh, okay, so what I picked up on that is everyone's waiting for the med beds, right?
Mm.
There's no med
Mhm.
beds. That's
Yeah.
just another savior program to make us think that something's coming to help us.
Mhm.
But there is med beds in Antarctica, and you know who's in them?
The
Uh,
giants.
yes,
Mhm.
yeah. No, well, no, the giants are in stasis. They're taking humans and putting them in the med beds and transferring consciousness.
Mm.
Then these beings are here running. They're everywhere. News anchors,
So
government
it's
officials.
yeah.
You know
So
what I
it's like
mean?
which beings are the giants that is in the med bed? It's like a stasis pod, and then they they had the humans, and then they put their pieces of their consciousness in the human, and then that's what is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
In there,
yeah,
like the news people? Mhm.
yeah.
Which beings
I
are the
think
giants? So is that the Anunnaki, or is that Draco, or
uh,
what is that?
Anunnaki,
Mhm.
Anunnaki, I believe,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
there was a lot of Anunnaki, right? That just means
Oh,
those
yeah.
that come from the sky.
Mhm.
'Cause they had even well, the Anunnaki weren't all bad. They were good too, right?
Right. Mhm.
Even Anu, he turned good after Enki and Enlil. Like, and
Mhm.
he went back to the light, right? Like once they leave our atmosphere, they start remembering themselves more, and they're like, holy shit, we were bad on Earth. But every time they come in
Mhm.
here, it's like they change and become
Oh,
like
yeah.
dominant takeover
Yeah.
species.
Yeah. It might just be the part of the program,
Yeah,
with
so
their consciousness and stuff too.
because even
S
even you can consider the Elohim a part of the Anunnaki as well, right? Even
Mhm.
though they're considered like angelic beings and they are like the fathers of the ascended masters. But the Anunnaki, you know what I mean? There's Pleiadian Anunnaki, there's Syrian
Yeah.
Anunnaki,
Syrian
Orion. Like
Anunnaki.
it's
Mhm.
they're, it's
Mhm.
all part of the Orion War thing. And Anunnaki was just a word that I think we come up
Yeah.
with as Earth things, right?
Mhm. Yeah. What about record keeper? That's what we was kinda talking about being,
Oh yes, yeah.
like that. Mhm.
Uh, wow, when did you draw
Record
that one?
keeper.
That means a lot. That one.
Really?
That's more
Uh,
important than the Akashic. That's more important than the Akashic.
yeah.
Okay, can I talk about that one?
Mhm.
Okay, so we have the Akashic records, right? That everyone can access, and that is only for here. You know what I mean? For all of our incarnations on this realm. But then if we can go outside of all the realms, just think if we have, I don't know, people say 3D, 4D, 5D, whatever. Pick up all the realms. You can go outside of space time into the void. I think that's where real space is. And there is a grid there. This is why I traveled this grid before. And there was a being there. This is kind of sound weird, but it was kind of like it was Source Creator talking to me.
Mhm.
And he said, this is the book of stars where you can access all your past lives on all other planets, dimensions, and other universes. Because we're only in harmonic universe number one, right? We got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Completely different universes, different constructs, different types of beings. So if you access the book of stars, you can start getting remembering of everything that you
Stars.
experience
Mhm.
through infinity. So when I accessed the book of stars, it was like a grid, a bunch of stars. It was outside of our construct altogether. There's nothing I've seen before. And all you had to do was look at one and say, okay, I want to go there. And you would shoot into that universe or that planet and manifest a body at will to have an experience there.
Hmm. Wow.
Because our realm here, like throughout all of our, I don't know how high dimensions this goes, we're the only one of the only realms that you have to be born into to exist and die to exit.
Hmm.
Other realms, they can, we're much higher beings. We can just manifest a body at will and go have an experience and pop in out of their realities. And on the other realms, there's no evil either. Like we're the first free will planet that caused separation, right? So and
Yeah.
there's no such thing as evil here. It's just entities
Mhm.
because we have the illusion of free will. We choose to be good or bad, so that's why we have so many entities here. It's like a project
Yeah,
that
it's like
like
a
a experiment that went bad.
vibration. Like the
Yeah, it's like an
vibration
experiment.
though is like lowered, and then all these higher beings have come here, like the star seed, all they said the
Mhm.
star seed or light worker or um
Yeah,
indigo child, all these different light frequencies came here to try and change that whole lower frequency, I guess it would be. But this that still exists though. But I think
yeah,
maybe we've risen up in vibration. Um I think that's why the in the lower though they try to keep playing out these like the news or something like that, the negative stuff. So then you
yeah.
stay in this loop down here, and you
Oh
stay
yeah, no for
lower.
sure.
But if you kinda overcome that or just observe it and not fully invest all of your energy into it, like get absorbed into the, because some people, there's not as many people that do that anymore. It doesn't seem like
Hey,
that. It seems like,
Steve
yeah.
just showed up. Steve Shear.
Oh, okay. He's in
Hey,
here.
Steve. Nice to see you on here. You just got here.
What's he
You're
say?
gonna have to go back and watch from the first because we have some pretty cool stuff we talked about.
Yeah, he's in a lot of our experiences too. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. I did
Mhm.
a mini read with Steve one time too.
Mhm. Mhm.
Steve is a very high,
Oh
powerful
yeah.
being
Mhm.
in 3D form right now that's bringing a lot of information to light. It's like he's
Mhm.
bringing too much. He's bringing a lot. That
Yeah.
he's a part
He's
of
way
the
ahead
same
of his
group.
time, huh? He's way
He's in the
ahead of his
same group as
time.
us.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone got their own role.
Yeah.
I see his information as very like sophisticated information that we need. We all like everyone I watch on here. We all perceive different roles to bring the bigger picture into one, right?
Mhm.
Now we just need everyone on this level, no matter what their role or gifts are. Like they're like say like the archangels, they're waiting for us to be the ones that activate. We're the ones that we came
Yeah.
here for. But yet we still got so many people. Like I go to work every day and I'm on the bus.
Yeah.
You just see the anger and disgust and hate in
Mhm.
people's faces. They don't even want to say
Yeah.
hi to you. Like I get on the bus and
I
smile at
know.
people, and they're just look at me like, "What
Yeah.
the fuck you smiling at before?"
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
just hate their
Mhm.
lives. So I want to
Mhm.
teach these people how to get out of that, right? Get out of the ego-mind identity,
Mhm. Mhm.
become the I am. But I teach people too. You can even try this. Like if you put your hand on your heart, your soul resides in behind the heart, and you say, "Who am I?" Then you're not a who no more. The who comes in. You feel a warm glow, and then you say, "Okay, I'm not a who. I'm a what. What am I?" You
Mhm.
can feel that warm glow of your soul trying to communicate and integrate into your body, right? Because our soul is in here and it wants to integrate with us. So
Let's
that's the
see.
stuff I'm
See.
trying to work on and teach people through my healing modalities, just how to activate all this stuff, right?
Yeah. What
So we
about
all
this?
have different goals.
The hawk people. Hawk beings. Maybe this is the Egyptian or Syrian,
Yeah. I'm just
Pleiadian too, huh?
trying to see if I picked up anything initially with that, but
Mhm.
I
Waterbender.
didn't on that one. Yeah, waterbender, yeah.
Mhm.
We gotta, yeah. I think, what element do you resonate with the most?
Air. Mhm.
Air?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do a video for you of how to do the air. Because they hide stuff in movies, right? So when you watch the Avatar, they're doing stuff like I do.
Mhm.
You're
Mhm.
moving, right? You're
Yeah.
activating
Mhm.
imagination, the magic,
Mhm.
because we are
Mhm.
magical beings.
Mhm.
So I come up with a way, besides of how Qigong was teaching it, which they were good too. Like Qigong, I think the monks were connected with the Syrians very highly back in the old dynasties.
Mhm. Yeah, I
Then
can see that.
we lost a
And
lot of the
Arcturian.
magic and how to activate our bodies in Lemuria, right? We lost a lot of that info
Mhm.
once we got dumbed down.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
so the work with the elements is kind of like the movie Avatar.
Yeah.
There's
Mhm.
movements that open up certain portals to access earth elements, right? So I'll make a video on air so you can learn it and everybody can learn it.
Okay.
I'll try to
Yeah.
make that. I'll try to make that. I was gonna make something else tomorrow too. I forget.
Spider medicine. That's just like the native, but it's like the grandmother spider, and then she has the infinity symbol.
Okay,
Your dream journal.
that's what I gotta start doing again.
And what about the underwater city?
Yeah,
Do you remember there
yeah.
being like a dolphin DNA super soldier?
Well, when I was there, they have mermaids trapped in glass containers,
Mhm.
and I don't know why they got them trapped. I don't know, but my visions of both times I went there. This is gonna sound strange. So there's people in the underwater cities that don't even know we exist here on Earth.
Mhm.
They've been raised there. They've been raised there since
Yeah.
babies, right?
Mhm.
And they got mermaids and other magical creatures. And so they got water, right? But then they got compartments like it's your house. You got air where people can go in and breathe normal like us too.
Mhm.
So this is kind of strange because I was talking mermaids, but at the same time, they have vampire beings.
Oh, vampires?
Yeah, trapped in like steel doors. Because
For
when I was there
what?
one time, the alarm was going off, and there's like
Hmm.
army guards there, and they were all freaking out, and the vampire got out, and he was trying to go after the mermaids. For some reason, this vampire being wanted the mermaids really bad.
Hmm.
And before that, it's like sometimes when I'm doing these like travel, I'll get sucked in one realm and into another. So before I got there, uh, I was somewhere. It wasn't me; it was someone else. I was watching it. They got attacked by a dog, and the guy got the dog like in a chokehold. Was like, "Not fucking today! You're not getting me." But he knew this dog as it being an
Yeah.
evil dog, and the dog turned into the vampire.
Wow.
And that was here on our realm, I perceived it as. But then I got sucked into this water world place, right, where I was walking around and the guards and the mermaids in the glass. It was like it was that same vampire. Maybe that was something that happened here that I'm perceiving. Maybe they captured him here and put him down there. But
Maybe
he was
so.
in a in a steel door, but he got
Hmm.
out and he was after the mermaids, and the mermaids
Hmm.
were freaking out. So the mermaids were
Say
in tubes for
psychic powers. Yeah, I think the tubes sound like a stasis, like where they would take part of their abilities and put them in different beings too, or clones or bodies,
yeah
and
yeah because
use
they were
those
in like these
for.
water tubes. The
Mhm.
mermaids are trapped in water
Mhm.
tubes,
Mhm. I think
like
they use.
being held against their will.
Yeah, and they use their telepathic abilities. I think that's why the
Yeah,
vampire. I think they were connecting to the vampire and probably teasing the vampire or something, or seducing the vampire. So then he wanted to go after him,
yeah.
something like that.
That's weird. That's like another recurring one.
Mhm.
Yeah,
DNA
that's interesting.
upgrades.
That's an important card.
Take it to the limit and keep going. What about this one?
Yeah,
See beyond the veil.
that reminds me of
Hmm?
something. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah.
Almost looks like the maze going through the construct of realms.
Oh, okay. Oh, here's this one. The dark castle or ritual.
Okay.
The underground.
Yeah, yeah. So this is kind of strange
Mhm.
that you showed me that. When I was telling you about that being that was torturing people underground, it's
Mhm.
under a castle. It's under a
Oh,
castle.
okay. Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that just made me remember that.
So
Because
the being that's where? That's the reptilian?
no, the one that's the the humanoid with the black eyes that's torturing people with scalpels and torture
Mhm.
devices.
Mhm.
He's under a castle,
Hmm.
I think. Because it seems like sometimes before I go there,
Mhm.
I'm like walking through the woods and I end up seeing like this castle structure, and it's like
Mhm.
I'm like, oh no, I'm here again. Like I remember that I've been there and been
Mhm.
there and been there and been there.
Mhm.
Then usually that's when I'll end up like by locating to the
Mhm.
room and
I
seeing
can
that
see
guy.
that. I can see that. Look deep within.
Yeah,
Let's
your
say
what's it say?
your DNA is taken by
By alien group.
aliens, alien groups. Apollo, Apollo. That's like the
Hello.
felines,
Yeah.
Apollonian or something like that. Misha Johnston told me about that group,
Okay.
the the feline.
Stargate. That's important.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
bring me back to Stargate 10 again.
Mm.
Stargate 10. I don't know. I
Stargate
gotta ask
10?
Steve. Steve must know some intel on this.
Yeah.
I've just been picking up a lot of information on. We have access to Stargate 10 now, and I don't know much about it or where it. where it is. I'm thinking Middle East.
Mm.
I
He
think we
didn't
have what 12?
say.
We have 12 stargates for 12 realms here.
My lab abductions.
Do you think that I could have been one of those?
Yeah, I think the Dark Castle is. The Dark
Hmm.
Castle's my lab because it's kind of
Yeah.
military. Mhm.
The language. Yeah.
That's you, alien contactee.
Well, what's happening now is I'm connecting to
Syrian
Kairos,
aquatic. Who?
right?
Kairos.
Kairos
Uh-huh.
is the Palladian aspect.
Mm.
You did that thing and you come up with the name Kairos, which is strange because last year when I was channeling, I come up with Kai L. So
Oh,
it's so
yeah.
close. So
Mhm.
it's so close together, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So Kairos or Kyle is a Palladian aspect of myself.
Mhm.
So I get information. Him now is where I'm getting a lot of my. If I'm trying to do
Oh,
any
okay.
channeling, if
Mhm.
I'm trying to do any channeling, I don't think it's like an aspect of myself. I'm trying, or I was
Yeah.
be, or I'm trying to think. I had information today. I can't before I decided to do a show with you. I should have written it down. It has something to do with how I'm connecting to a Palladian collective,
Mhm.
but it's not
Mhm.
really a collective like some people say. 'Cause, you know, some people say
Mhm.
we are the something collective group
Yeah.
consciousness channel, and
Mhm. Mhm.
when they say that, usually there's a few beings that have access to that quantum computer to channel to people. So they'll say they're the collective, right? But I get a few different names. One was Mishka,
Oh, yeah.
Kairos.
Mhm.
So that's where I get a lot of my channeled info is from these beings. And I
And
think
that's
that
probably how do you think that who are those beings to you? Are they part of you or just a
that's
computer that you're tapping into in that reality or what? How does that?
well, I'm not sure
Mhm.
because when I was in a astral travel out of body where I went to another realm outside of here and went to the Emerald Order,
Oh, will you
it
talk
was a
about
cool.
that? Because I wrote that today, Emerald Order.
Oh, did you? That's
Mhm.
synchronicities, eh?
Mhm.
Well, I ended
Yeah,
up at
will you talk about that?
the Emerald Order, and I don't know where it is. It's higher than like most of the dimensions in it. I'm not sure where Emerald Order is, but it was like if you were watching The Wizard of Oz. Like the landscape was kind of like that, and I was
Oh,
going in,
okay. All right.
but I was going into like an area of castles of like the royals, and they still had like night people, like with the suits, but more advanced looking than what we have.
Mhm.
And they were kind of having like there was like jesters there dancing and playing music.
Mhm.
And when I walked in, one of the other beings there looked at me and said, "Hello, Mishka. It's been a long time. Nice to see you finally back."
Mhm.
So that makes it seem like it's me, right?
Mhm. Well,
Like I said,
what
I
is
can't
the
say for sure.
Emerald Order? What is the Emerald Order?
I don't even know that. I just know that I access that place. It's like Emerald City too, right? Like it's an Emerald City of the Emerald Order is the way I
Hmm.
perceived it. But then
Emerald
again,
Order?
the other night when I was the Emerald Order is supposed to be good, right? Or is
Yeah.
it?
Well, I was thinking that it looks like it's connected to the archangels, or something like that. Like because
Yeah.
I wrote down um a ancient guardian of the Emerald Order.
Okay. Because remember I was telling you about going through all 12 dimensions till I got to the center of this disc where I shot out and I
Mhm.
turned into a light body.
Mhm.
Oh, that's when Archangel Michael said the strangest thing to me. Because he said, even here we are hidden from the Emerald Order.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
Doesn't mean it's bad. Maybe it's still hidden from their realm. It could maybe it just meant that that space was hidden from even the highest up of like even like the Emerald Order is still outside of that hidden. Maybe it's like so no any dark forces can access it. Maybe that was what they meant by that.
Hmm. And it
It's
could
almost like
mean
watching.
he said even here we're hidden from the Emerald Order.
Yeah.
So it could mean like, um, I guess so. Then, well, it's kind of. I mean, the way that that sounds is the Emerald Order isn't positive, but I don't think that that's what he meant. I think,
No, no, I'm thinking that it's even
yeah, I
hidden from
think,
them, meaning like no
uh-huh,
bad
like they
entities. Because I
can't
think,
access it because it'll get hijacked or something.
yeah, because I
If
think
they
they're,
can access it, then it can get hijacked or
yeah, because with the Space Wars, the
manipulated.
Orion Wars, you don't
Yeah,
want any beings accessing the Emerald Order, right?
right.
Because if any dark forces get the Emerald Order, then they can
Mhm.
make their way into the Infinity Realms.
Mhm. Yeah, and then change the whole. It's like a higher, like almost a heavenly place or something like that.
Yeah,
Would you say something
yeah,
like that?
yeah, but
Mhm.
yeah, but I was telling you earlier about being there. It is a heavenly places where there is angels and women and babies
Mhm.
with wings and playing hearts, and
Mhm.
that's some kind of truth that maybe got depicted in the Bible drawings.
Oh yeah.
But it's
Okay.
but it's
So
there's
look at the praying mantis here too.
yeah.
And I'm
So
almost
the
done with
thing
the
with
cards. I got two more cards.
okay, I know there are languages that we should be able to access sometime.
Mhm. Last one, protection.
Okay,
That's protection
nice symbol.
rune. Yeah,
Well,
that's a
you had
rune.
a card. You had a card earlier, and I can't remember which one it was, but it was a design on a patch on a suit that we wear in SSP.
Was it the pyramid one?
No, you just, I don't even think you really showed it. You were just randomly going through the cards and you could see them.
Mhm.
It was like a zigzag and a line through the center. It was like a crest that means something, but I can't quite pick up on what it means, but you might know.
What is it, like a symbol on the suit you said?
Yeah.
Well, like that?
No, it wasn't that one. I think it was green. You might have had it drawn with a green marker. If you can't find it, I can go through your pictures later. I think you have it
Before
somewhere.
record keeper? Was it before record keeper
Yeah.
or after?
I think it was pretty early on.
Not like that.
No, it wasn't that one either.
Mhm. Then I
It was
got
like a
one.
kind of a triangle, but it was made with squiggly lines and had lines in the center.
Yeah,
Maybe I could try to
and it's what
draw it.
is it? It's on the emblem on the uniform?
Yeah. It's like one of those. Can you see this here? It was kind of like this
Oh,
one.
I draw that all the time.
Yeah,
I
that
draw
one.
that
Like,
all the time. Yeah. Yeah. Did you say what did you say that that meant? Because I draw that all the time.
I almost said it, I was pitching that as being an emblem on an arm of a suit.
Mhm. Yeah, I draw that symbol. Oh, you saw that in my book. That's where you saw it.
Oh, look. Okay, yeah,
Mhm. Because I was showing you this here. Oh, look at this girl. I drew her.
oh, yeah, very nice.
Mhm.
Oh, another thing that happened to me a long time ago when I first started having the astral travel to other realms. I went to a place on Sirius B,
Uh-huh.
and I was outside of a cabin, and these there were girls, the Syrians. These girls come over, and they hardly had nothing on. They had jewels on them in their belly buttons, and they were like really
Yeah.
good looking. I remember waking up going, "Oh my
Yeah.
god, those Syrian girls are hot." They
Yeah, you told me that you
were
saw
kind of
that
just
I
like
had that.
dancing around.
You saw the jewelry on me or whatever in that the vision. Remember? You
Yeah,
said
right,
that.
right, right,
Mhm.
right. Yeah,
A Syrian. And I was dancing or something with the girls, but it had jewels
yeah,
on her. Yeah,
yeah.
I remember. You saw that though before you knew me, and then you saw
Yeah,
me
yeah,
on
no,
Raw.
yeah.
This was
This
what
was
you
like 8
saw.
years ago. Okay, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Mhm.
It brings back some kind of a memory, anyway.
Mhm. Like you said, it's like an emblem on a ship. I mean, emblem on the uniform.
Yeah, I
See, I
think we
draw
have
it.
parts of the space in the. Whoa, that's crazy.
Yep.
That looks like that record I was telling you about earlier, where you travel through
Mhm.
the 12 realms.
Mhm. Yeah, I think so. See this is still connecting with. I was. This whole book is kind of connected uh when we were comparing memories and stuff, you know,
Yeah.
and because
So
you.
when I went to the Infinity Realms and met with Archangel Michael, he said the energy that we're bringing in here now is called the Golden Light Initiative.
Mhm.
That's what they call it.
Golden Light Initiative.
Yeah.
Hmm. Do you remember you said my name in well, one of the names that came up was Lipriel? Lipriel?
Oh yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah, because you didn't
Does
know
that
where
mean
she.
anything?
I guess I don't know. I mean, it didn't. It's just my name, I guess. In one of those, was it in the Lyra? But um, you said 60 oversoul in the soul shards, and then came from Lyra and Sirius B. Um,
Right.
and then I went to the Pleiadians, Octurians, and Water Worlds, and came to do the Super Soldier from the higher Avatar. And I mean, and then you said it's not just the SSP; is from like the Star Seed that I came here to bring the energy of the Star Seed. And you said Syrian goddess, my aspect Syrian goddess. Um, Battle, the great fight against the Draco AI underground is what the
Okay.
reading says.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Mhm.
I
I
remember that
wrote
now.
it
I remember
down.
yeah.
I wrote it down.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'll come back to me now once you said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I might have to Lipriel. A name, yeah, for sure. Could have
Mhm.
been your name. Could have been your
Yeah.
name there, Lipriel. But
Mhm.
it sounds like an angelic name, right? Because it has the AL on it.
Oh, okay. Mhm.
Lipriel. Yeah,
Yeah.
what I find I'm doing for people, I pick up on their kind of like their galactic history, and I'm not
Yeah.
going to say starseed origins because they were everywhere, right? But so I can pick up
Mhm.
on if they had experiences on different planets as different incarnations there, right? Because some people
Yeah.
could have spent could spend, they live longer than us. So someone could say, I want to live 2,000 years as a Syrian. Then if they do die or whatever, they could say, you know what, I'm back outside this construct. I'm gonna stay here for a while. Okay, I'm gonna go to Earth, or I'm gonna
Mhm.
go
Yeah.
somewhere else. A lot of us came to
Wherever.
Earth
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
once we remember
Experience.
the all when we step outside the construct, we were like, holy shit. Okay, I want to go back to Earth this time and help because we did what we could
Yeah.
in the Orion War. So now we got to
There.
go be boots on the ground.
Yeah, from what I seen is like in my Lyran aspect, then they heard like they heard that there was like something needed to be done or however, and then so they had asked all of the like in the Lyran, they had a meeting and asked all these people who would want to go do this. And then
Yeah.
nobody was volunteering in that I remember, and then they asked me, and then I just thought it over overnight or however, and then I said that I would, um because nobody
See,
else was
when the
stepping
last
up.
influx of when the last influx of souls that come here, they were lining up at the door and couldn't wait to come.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
they all
not
wanted
the
to be a
hired.
part. They wanted to be a part of liberating us, right?
Yeah, but
Not
not
really
like
liberating
not
us.
like.
They want to because they are us. They want us to come in. They want to come into this avatar and say, okay, I want to come and help with the activations. I keep preaching about that a
Mhm.
lot. If anyone wants to know,
Mhm.
just go to my YouTube channel. I got a lot of talks about how we're not to be the victim to activate our powers and what the
Mhm.
real reason, what the real meaning of ascension is. Ascension is,
Mhm.
going back to the old memories of our true divinity to access our powers. Because we were an experiment, right? That's why all the different races
Yeah.
donated their DNA to make us.
Mhm.
And of
See,
course,
this
they
is
lie
kind of
about
like
it.
the Stargate too, like a.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
in my aspect here.
That was very cool. The Stargate is bringing me some memories right now.
Is it?
They're gonna, well, once we go back, get the simulation comes crumbling down, we see through the veil.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have Stargates that we can access. Anyone wants to use, right? Like I say, Earth was supposed to be like a heaven on Earth. We got to bring that back, not treat it as a low, dumb planet. Earth was an intergalactic trade planet at one time. You know what I mean? All the different species used to come here for a vacation before everything got so bad for this free will project. And it's like we're in a digital copy. Does that make sense?
Digital copy?
Yeah, it's like they copied base reality and made it into a simulation because it was getting so bad. They couldn't let us keep on doing what we were doing, right? Because we were causing rifts in space time. But you know what I mean? So our souls are kind of being saved, but just to
I was
say,
gonna show you some more, see what comes up out
we
of
got,
these with these
yeah.
girls.
Oh, my
The
back's sore.
Lyran girls.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very. That's kind of strange that you can draw images that look a lot like what I would try to picture.
Mm-hmm. Like if the frequency of them, huh? Well,
Mm,
that's how you know that I'm kind of channeling not kind of, but that I'm channeling how they look.
yeah, like when you showed the one that I was saying looked like the Arcturians that were talking to me, like it was almost
Mm-hmm.
identical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They were
Yeah,
so
and
cool
then
looking. It was like a mother and father figure that I connected to.
mm-hmm. And there's the blue.
So yeah,
Let's start wrapping up in 15 minutes because we've been going almost 2 hours. So let's
yeah, I know. Time
yeah,
goes by
go
when you're
ahead.
having fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
go ahead
well,
and
okay. I got another information I picked up today.
mm-hmm.
The blue avions, and the Blue Sapphire Alliance. A lot of their information was over false channelings,
Hmm.
and what they said is they had some bad factions of them, right? That was putting out false
The blue
info. The
spheres.
real
Oh,
ones,
okay. Mm-hmm.
they're called they're called the blue. They told me they were called the blue communicators.
Hmm.
Yeah, the real term for them was blue communicators originally.
Blue communicators. Hmm. So that's the orb that they talk about the sphere being is that's what you mean?
Well, there was people that talked about the Blue Sphere Alliance being connected to Solar
Mm-hmm.
Warden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I didn't
So
see
that,
any
yeah, they said
questions.
that
Y'all
that
have
kind
any
of wasn't
questions?
real.
Oh, that was made up? The solar I
It,
mean not the solar warden, but the blue
blue,
sphere
maybe, yeah.
alliance.
See, I don't want to
Maybe.
put stuff out there that I don't know, right?
Yeah,
Because
I
I don't
know.
want to make
Mhm.
it. But
Yeah.
that was just
I
something
know
I
what
picked
you
up
mean.
on. They'd come to me and said, "No, we are called the Blue Communicators, and we actually communicate through this computer system from Taigera ladies,
Mhm. Mhm.
and our sun is a portal to Alcalon. Once we get to knowing more, it's going to be pretty crazy. Once we find out, we have beings in our sun, in sun cities. They integrate the portals between there and Alcalon to get from here to the Pleiades.
Mm.
I think that's why Icarus wanted to fly to the sun. Remember the old story? And his wings melted off. And
So
that's a
the
good Iron Maiden song too.
so the sun is a portal then? Oh, will you talk about how you play your guitar, electric guitar and in the band and then kind of talk about some of the history with that like you toured and then you opened for 3 days grace and
Yeah, yeah.
then when I was
That's
seeing the when you play the guitar, then you ride like your Arcturian or so that's kind of your energy, and then you just like ride the wave or so when you're sending out the music, something like that is what I was seeing.
it's kind of strange because I played guitar a lot when I was like, younger, right? But
Mhm.
then I ended up in a band that we had a song on the radio. It went pretty big on Octane Radio. So we ended up touring with bands like, playing shows with 3 Days Grace, My Darkest Days, Nickelback, Shine Down,
Mhm.
Papa Roach, Buck Cherry. I kind of gave it up after that, but I'm playing in a band for fun now. We're just doing 80s rock.
Mhm.
And for some reason, I'm channeling the music. I'm a better guitar player now than I ever was, and I only touch it once a week. I don't even hardly play it. It's just like
Oh, okay. Like
that's what I
it's
explained to someone at
natural.
the bar the other night. We're playing a benefit Christmas show. I was like, I don't even know how to play. I don't even know why I know how to play. It's kind of strange.
You were just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Uh-huh. Because you could play it in your sleep, so
Yeah, I think it's just because I
guitar.
played a lot
Mhm.
when I was young, like so you don't
Mhm.
lose that memory of
Mhm.
how to. It's because some people are,
Mhm.
if you're musical, you can usually just do it.
Mhm.
If you know what I mean. Like,
Mhm.
so I
No,
just
but
don't practice.
you're highly advanced with it because 'cause I've seen your videos of you just jamming out. You're just, like, completely tuned out of everything around you and just
It's
channeling
just
that
it's
moment.
another one of those things
Mhm.
that should have been something I tried to pursue but didn't. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Mhm.
Now I'm doing things. I'm trying to get out of doing things I don't want to do and don't like. It's hard because we have to make money and live, right? So
Mhm.
I am stuck doing a job I don't want to do because otherwise I'd be homeless. So we have to kind
Yeah.
of live in we
Mhm.
have to live in two worlds at once. I find we
Mhm.
be
Mhm.
able to do if you have to do something to get ahead, just use it as a means. Don't say you're going to do it forever, right?
Mhm.
Think go do that job you don't like until you get enough money, but work on doing something you want to do.
Mhm.
That's what I'm going to try to do now. I'm getting older, so I want to focus on what we're supposed to do, not stay in these low
Mhm.
vibrations doing things that we're forced to
Mhm.
do as a
Mhm.
slave mentality. You know what I mean? Try to
Yeah.
work on things to get ourselves out of this. And before we go to, just for people watching this, just go to my YouTube.
Mhm.
I talk about more about the becoming the I am and DNA upgrades on there. So that way I don't have, keep going over it on the show. But I
Mhm.
teach free healing. That's to me the most important message I'm getting is not even to do my stuff, just people to start doing the self work and integrating it in their daily life. You know what I mean? Instead of just reading about it or listening about it.
Mhm. Like
You do
what?
Karuna Reiki, right?
Mhm.
Like you probably do that every day, do you?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's probably why you're getting more advanced, right? So I'm thinking everybody should learn something that resonates with them.
Mhm. Oh, like a
And
healing modality like that, like Karuna Reiki or,
yeah,
Qigong or
well,
or
the reason I
even
put my new
yoga or
well,
however,
the
huh?
reason
You know?
yeah, like I'm not even teaching mine
Mhm.
as qigong anymore, right? I am going to
Mhm.
put free qigong up there because I think it's beneficial. But my
Mhm.
celestial light healing, my modality, I want to get that out there just so people can learn everything in one real easy instead of taking a bunch of
Mhm.
courses for implant removals
Mhm.
and all that stuff I taught before. Because energy is energy and it all works the same way. And it's
Mhm.
actually the more simple, the better, right? Because that way you're not concentrating, putting too much effort into something that we all have access to
Yeah.
use any minute. Because the
Mhm.
universe,
Mhm.
we're infinite beings, right? Infinite
Mhm.
amount of energy just right here for us to channel whenever we want.
Mhm. 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 Yeah, cause you can do. Cause I'll be in bed and I'll wake up in the middle of the night and do Reiki on myself, and a
Yeah.
lot of times in the car, then I'll be driving and I notice I feel kind of, spaced out, driving, how you do that, how you space out, and
Hmm.
and I'll just put my hand on my head to bring me back into my body, and it
Yeah.
kinda helps me feel better. But I know everybody can do it because you do have the energy in your palms, in your palm chakras. So everybody has that. You just have to activate it. But I mean, with the Reiki and with these healing modalities, then we're given the symbols too. So those
Yeah.
symbols hold the energy frequency of whatever the symbol is in the book. Like there's all these different symbols for Reiki, all the way from Reiki 1 to I'm a Karuna Reiki master. So I took the whole course. I took from Reiki
Only thing
1
I
all the way, and all of those symbols, each one of them has a whole page of what it can do, like
mhm,
deep trauma healing and past
right.
life memory healing, all of
Yeah.
that in each one. So that's
Oh,
all in your energy field, all of
it
those
is, yeah.
symbols.
One of the things I picked up the other day, and I did a video on it just shortly. I just doing quick talks, but
Mhm.
I picked up the reason why we don't remember all of our past lives at once because we have so many for
Mhm.
the energy we live in right now. The frequency would be too hard
Yeah.
for our bodies to handle. So
Mhm.
we only get little pieces and parts
Mhm.
right now, but we will have access to it sometime. But
Yeah. Maybe it's not necessary either, to remember
no,
all of
because
that either,
right, because what we don't
Mhm.
want to put. We come here for a reason and agree to it, right? Did we
Mhm.
already talk about this earlier tonight?
Mhm.
I'm
I
trying to
think
remember if
so.
we already talked about this or not.
Think so.
I heard
If we agree to it, like agree to coming here.
like we agreed to come here in our past lives, right? So we shouldn't focus on that and only focus on why we're here now. Yeah, that
Oh
was the
no,
message.
yeah, okay, talked about.
I'm gonna
We
say
didn't talk that way.
you're a good host for doing shows because I'm not a very good talker, and
Yeah, you are.
I I can I can never think of anything to talk about, and you brought it out in me to have all these topics that we
Mhm,
could talk about. Like, I was sitting
mhm.
here earlier going, "Holy, oh my god, I don't know what to talk about. I don't even know if
Yeah,
I'll remember anything."
yeah.
Sometimes I don't.
That's
Sometimes I
why.
get blocked, right?
Well,
I'm
that's
scared I'm
why I
gonna get
have the
blocked doing shows
cards.
that I can't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why I
sometimes I
have the
can't access
cards to
nothing.
help me. They help guide the conversation too, really, so we
Like
can open up and expand. Mm,
I could go on here with you and a person I don't know, and I could do a healing and a reading galactic channel for them. But yeah, if I was gonna do it for somebody here in my hometown I know,
mhm.
I'll get blocked and can't do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
strange. Like, oh, something will just shut me off. Like, nope, not doing that here. It's
Mhm.
weird. Strange.
Mhm. Maybe it's
There's
just
also
your own thinking too, you know what I
but
mean?
sometimes it's
Like you're
almost like
just
they don't want me
thinking.
to help people.
Mhm.
It's like sometimes there might be someone I know that needs help and I know what they need,
Mhm.
and I'll go to
Mhm.
tell them and it slips my mind. I can't remember. Like I'll get the channel
Mm.
information. They stop me from telling like a friend of mine or something. They'll stop me from telling them that.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
don't know why.
I
Strange.
don't know. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, or maybe it's like I got entities doing it to me too, right? So I should do some
Mhm.
entity removal on myself. They could be wiping me, saying, "Ah, we're gonna not let him tell that person," or something.
Well, it just might be their
It could
entities,
be, yeah.
that
Right,
they
yeah, blocking it,
because you're tuning into them for a message and they probably are blocking
blocking it.
that. So
Yep,
because it would
yeah,
probably help them open
you
up
could be
and
right.
ascend. Because you're not
Hmm.
ever blocked if you can open up one way, you can open up always. But then you do the
Yeah,
hometown stuff, maybe these people are not ready to hear that, so their guides or whoever is it just
yeah.
stops it from happening.
And no-
Mhm.
and another thing too, I think I got to step more into this, but after being called crazy in 2012 by family and friends for being into this stuff,
Mhm.
I didn't talk about it no more. I got
Mhm.
Jay Skyrunner on Facebook. I have my own personal Facebook, Jamie Norad, that I use for everything else. This
Mhm.
is the only Facebook where I talk about this stuff and with you people, and I only have like 3 people here that I talk to this stuff about, like
Mhm.
personal people around me. Heck, I don't talk about this stuff to a whole lot of people,
Mhm.
but I
Mhm.
think I got to kind of start because I'm
Mhm.
finding there's people that I don't. I see people waking up all the time now, so I'm talking to these people a little more because I'm like because I see them open up right on their own. So like people in
Yeah.
my band, like my
Mhm.
band is like they're all awake now. We did have a few members that were kind of you're a conspiracy theorist, right?
Oh,
So
yeah. Mhm.
I kind of seen them wake up over the years. So now we kind of
Mhm.
talk about stuff amongst us, right? So
Mhm.
the group, like a personal
That's
group's getting a
good.
little bigger. People you can talk to.
Mhm. Yeah, that's good. That helps you feel better, more connected and stuff too. That
Hmm.
does. Mhm. And then tell me again how people can contact you and where and all of that for the
Okay,
people. Mhm.
yeah. If they just go to Facebook, J Skyrunner, they'll find me on Facebook. And YouTube, just under J Skyrunner, it pops right up there. So I got videos on there. I'm gonna be making more healing stuff for people to have access to learn to do, and
Mhm.
I do some channelings on there, and I could do readings for people and or sessions for them, or teach them how to do it themselves. I want to teach people how to do it themselves, right? Because we don't need someone to do it for us all the time. We just got to start learn how to access it for ourselves.
Yeah.
Be our own psychic reader, right? Start channeling them books.
It's okay though to ask other people because they bring in new information for you, you know what I mean? That you maybe couldn't. It's a different
No, no, you're
frequency,
right.
so you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that's good, to find someone who you resonate with their work and stuff, and then ask them if you whatever question, and then whatever they have, and then if it still resonates with you though.
yeah.
So, you gotta take what
But some
resonates,
people,
right?
but I think more of what I meant of that was some people will always want to get a psychic reader because they can't access anything themselves.
Yeah,
I think my goal is to try to help them open themselves up, become
mhm,
the psychic human, right?
mhm.
Because we have
Yeah,
NPCs, mnemonic human, and psychic humans. One time we were all psychic humans in Lemuria, right? And we just kind of
mhm, mhm.
a lot of us went back to being NPCs, really. I guess
Yeah.
that's a whole other
Yeah,
topic
so
we
I
need to
see
do
what you
someday.
mean. I see what you mean. Like, they just
Yeah,
they just continue to go to readers just for information, but they they can't ever access it for them, the higher realms or whatever, maybe because
Yeah,
they're NPC or so, or
like
however.
I
Is that
like
what you mean?
I like getting readings from other people. When you do the
Mhm,
cards, it helps me. I pick up stuff. Then on Rob's show, that girl did a reading for me because it was my birthday.
mhm. Oh,
She
yeah,
picked out on
uh-huh.
something. She picked on something right away that was totally true. Was why I was feeling bad,
Mhm,
and I
mhm,
just blew me away. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
mhm, mhm,
Because she didn't know me, right? And that's now we're friends on Facebook. I've talked to her a lot too now.
mhm,
Right off the bat, she picked up, said I'm spending too much time in 5D, and I've just been coming off work, sleeping, astral traveling, but my body is getting really feels like my body's getting sore and shut down, right? Because I'm spending too much time there instead of focusing
mhm.
on the stuff I've been talking about tonight, focusing on my own
Oh,
being,
okay.
right?
Mhm.
So, but
Yeah,
she picked up on that right away, so it blew my mind.
that's good. I didn't know. I didn't Was I on there with you for the birthday?
No, no,
For
I think it
this
was
year? Just the other
Witch
day?
Karina,
Mhm.
Rich Karuna.
Yeah,
She was on Rob's show.
just the other day.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah, the
I don't know
30th.
if you were there or not.
The 30th was your birthday. Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay. Is there any questions in the audience?
you know what? Though we
Because
had
we've
some
been
people
going 2
watching us.
hours.
Yeah, that was pretty good for just a spare of the moment thing. But maybe we should have a. We won't have to go this long next time. But maybe if we
Mhm.
want to do any calling or talking shows, we can maybe set one up. Once a
Yeah,
week
and
for an hour.
the next time we can do the questions from the audience. You wanna do
Yeah,
that?
yeah, we'll do
Mhm.
because we if anyone wants to watch what we're about, they can watch this video tonight
Mhm.
on replay. Then
Yeah.
yeah, if you're out, we can do audience stuff.
Yeah, sounds good to me. So,
Okay.
and
Well,
if anybody is wanting a reading from me, then they can find me at christy.campbell.11@gmail.com. And I'm doing the card readings like this, but I usually take about an hour to go through the whole reading process and everything too, with the showing the cards and then talking about what you've experienced and just trying to open up more memory too. So that's what I try to do with people. But I do
well, that
charge, $65 is what I charge now, because I usually go over the hour, and so I do this just for my work. So yeah, that's why. Mhm,
yeah, and Booker because her cards give off awful good energy.
mhm, yeah,
The ones you showed me
mhm,
tonight, they brought back real good stuff.
big
So
activations,
it's
huh?
neat. It's neat
Mhm,
because they're your own cards. You made them, so
mhm.
it's very special, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so, like, people ask, "Well, are you going to make more like, to sell those and stuff?" But, um, I mean, I would just make a deck, just light language or something, in that way, but I'm just thinking about that. That's just something to think about, but I'd rather do
Yeah,
other things. I'd rather do readings and help people expand, their visions or memories or,
yeah.
all that. Mhm.
Same as my readings. I think my thing is just helping people connect with the Akashic records and the Book of Stars and their galactic
Mhm.
history and their messages from their guides. That's basically, I guess, what
Mhm.
I do for that. I think
Yeah.
it'd be cool if me and you did a reading together on somebody and they got two aspects of a reading from both of us. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I can do that.
We
We
could
can both do that.
get someone to we could
So
do like a private StreamYard with three people where we could go like an hour and a half between me and you for that person. That would because I think we feed off each
mhm,
other very well, right? So
mhm.
it could
Yeah,
it could be
because you can
it'd
see through
would
the
be a neat thing to
visions and
do.
however. So, okay,
Yeah.
everybody, I don't see any more questions here in the thing. So thank you all for watching, for tuning in, and, check out Jay's, YouTube channel, and he has a whole bunch of, the readings, even the one that he did for me, on
Yeah.
there too, and it'll go through it's like a 20-minute video of, all the reasons why I came here and, um, things that I went through and all that too. So there's, um a lot of information, because you've done one for Steve and, um, James Rink and, Priscilla and Rob. So you've done quite a few on
I had
there.
other ones on there I took down because my old computer, the quality of my volume was so bad. I was like, because now I'm making better videos.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I got to get
Mhm,
rid of those. And so I got rid of.
mhm,
But the ones I did for you guys, I wanted to keep because the
mhm.
volume, you actually hear me
Was
talk. It was
good.
okay.
Mhm,
So I kept it.
mhm,
Anyway, thanks for having
mhm.
me on. I know I talked you into
Yeah,
this last minute, and you're a
mhm.
great host to help people
Thank you.
get their information out and talk. Because like I say, I'm not very good at this normally. And I'm sorry
Mhm.
for talking too much and keeping you on here
No,
for
you
2
didn't.
hours.
No, it's okay. I just want to call it because we both kind of like, oh, we're tired of sitting,
Yeah,
you know.
I'm running out of steam now anyway, so
So okay, all right, I'm gonna
okay.
end it. So thank you all.
Peace out.